I'm the leader, the Iron Man. The night's on, you know who I am. Blades find their mark and my mind is sharp. My psionics tell you our minds are hells apart. Straightforward and honest, I'm no soothsayer, worth no more than 900. My destiny is ahead, never afraid to confront it. I'll keep everyone safe even if I won't make it. Instruments humming, our tune is loud. Showing up courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. 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 Big man, big heart, rage and control. Proud father, wisdom with age. Never selfish, never cold. Knock you out with these fists, fall to the floor. Prefer peace, don't test me, I'll even the score. Brute strength to silence enemies, they'll fall. A peaceful soul, don't hesitate to brawl. Instruments humming, our tune is loud. Showing up courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. 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 Sleeping shiny, the cat's out of the bed. Middle mate can be called ironclad. No cat and mouse, but with my prey I'll play a support animal, yeah. I'm your steel defender, no scratches on this cat, built sleek and slender. No attitude like men, I'm tired of you, so talk to my creator now. The shadows gather as I walk in shadow elf, but I hate my kin. Tinker inventor, I always have the tools for the job. Rules never tidy, kind of a slob. Sleep is for the weak, so I never catch a wink. If I feel tired, just down an energy drink. Master hacker, intelligent, without a doubt. Stand in my way, fuck around and find out. Proud. Instruments humming, our tune is loud. Showing our courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. 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 Man with a voice smooth as silk, not full of hot air, I've got the skills. Air gymnasty, musical talent unmatched. Singing sax, playing bagpipes on blast. My music sharp like a cloud of daggers. Got the moves like Jagger, I ain't no slacker. Objects move when I'm around. An army of animated things who can't be brought down. I'll be your test, can't withstand this tempest. Proud. Instruments humming, our tune is loud. Showing our courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. 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 My magic's divine, like a holy man's words. I bring the fire, like soon in a church. In the kitchen or chapel, that's where I shine. I'm the heart of the party, keeping their health in line. Pocket bacon always stocked up, ready to share. If anyone's in need, I'm quick to be there. Divine skills, prestigious and strong. I'm the body shield, they call me Aegis, it won't be long. Proud. Instruments humming, our tune is loud. Showing our courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. Proud.
Okay, hello. Testing, testing. Can you hear me okay, Sarah? Oh my god, that's so cute. Alright, so perfect. Alright, thank you. I think I got the mic stuff figured out. It was been acting weird this week. So we're gonna jump right in. We'll do a recap and everything. You guys know I will pay attention as best as I can to chat, but I cannot promise that I will pay good attention to chat because I am giving attention to my players. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over and let's get started. Alright, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Better than like the last 4 weeks combined.
Yeah,
Whatever you fixed.
I'm telling you, that's what it was. Thank goodness. Okay. This last week was a real big XP week, y'all. Like, real big XP week. We'll do a recap really quick, and, Alright. So, first things first, your XP. Last week, everybody received... this is going to be crazy to say. 6,550 XP. I did not make that an easy fight. You guys made it look easy. I did not make that an easy fight.
I don't think we made it look easy.
Okay. With that being said, I need to start planning things. I did not think that I was going to be
Same.
leveling.
I honestly, I was just telling Xavier right before we started, I was like, holy shit, I forgot how much XP that was. But it was a CR 13 and a CR 15 plus their Goonies, so.
And we went into that without all of our shit. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Tempest just hit them with the prick stick counter, and they're sailing away.
Okay, so, alright, so, we are now at, it should be February 16th, 2024, and, I think I had said it was about 2:30 p.m. by the time you guys got home, and
Sounds about right. I mean, it was
I
noon
don't
by the
think
time
you
you dusted that
mentioned
guy.
I didn't mention
I was
it.
gonna say I had 1:30 question mark.
Okay.
I mean, whatever we want to call it, just so I have it for my
That's what
notes.
we'll be starting at about 2:30 p.m. Yes, Kara.
Are you okay if we start doing level things, or is that something we should hold off on until the night is officially a thing?
Well, let's hold off because things started right at the end, and I'm not sure. I have to see what you guys are doing, but get your ideas going. That's totally fine. Okay, so quick recap. So last week you guys did beat the vampires and rescued Gale. Marcus dimension doored Kira and one of the vampires into the sky above the building because the vampire was technically Kira's possession, but she was technically its possession, but it worked out. Brought them up into the sky above the building and used the temporal shield to protect himself and Kira while whispering things at her as they fell to what could have been certain doom, but thankfully the dice were in your favor. It was the first time you ever used the shifting ability, so you guys didn't disappear forever. Gale explained that the vampires broke into her apartment and attacked her. She did try to fight them but couldn't control her magic, so ultimately they were successful in their kidnapping venture, which is why you guys ended up here. Then Marcus did reveal, after Gale was out of the room, that he is a vampire. The team accepted him, and he explained the reason for it, which was for Bonkin, and so everybody was okay with that. Or at least they seemed like it. And also, he mentioned specifically, as far as consumption is concerned, nobody needs to worry about him losing control, and he also has other means of staying satiated in that regard, if needed. It was also Marcus who said that Gale could come live with them. She had some reservations initially because of the first conversation, but Marcus was like, this is happening, and Tempest had already said it was going to happen anyway, but without Marcus knowing, so... Then Marcus did recite his new oath to the group so that you all knew he took an oath not to harm innocent people with this transformation. And as that conversation was kind of wrapping up, Tempest had gone upstairs to see Gale, and Aegis and, well, everybody really heard some noise coming from Aegis's room at that point. I know that was a very fast recap. Is there anything anybody wants to mention that I missed, or any clarifications that are needed?
Was I able to grab my shit when we came back home?
Yeah, I would think that probably would have been one of the first things Kira did, was run upstairs and grab her shit because she felt naked.
I've only had 2 electronic devices on me for like an hour.
Withdrawal. All right. So with that, the description that was given at the end of last week's session was that Alan was kind of starting to sit up in bed as Aegis busted into the room. Just as a reminder, this is what Alan looks like when he's not tainted with void.
Looks like Pippin, Mr. Frodo.
I know, he really does. If there aren't any questions, we can just pick up from here. He would be kind of in the process of sitting up, getting ready to dangle his feet over the side of the bed.
This was after Tempest already went
Correct.
upstairs, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
So yeah, the moment Aegis sees that, it's like, okay, and he's just going straight on over, and it's like, let's try to take things a little slow here. You've been laying still for a while.
He'll be blinking his eyes and look around, kind of look up at the lights and say, "Where are we?"
Well, when and he's just gonna take a moment trying to think of the easiest way to explain this.
You hear the door softly close as Marcus very quietly tries to back out of the room in his full plate armor.
Who was that?
An ally and a friend of mine. Alan, it's been a little over 900 years, probably.
900.
I don't know how much you may remember between that point and now, but
I kind of remember. A lot of it felt like it was a dream anyway. I remember seeing you and maybe that guy, and he looks toward the door. I remember, and he'll look down at his chest. Obviously the gaping hole isn't there anymore, but he puts his hand there. Was that real?
yes, it was.
Shit.
That being said, if I had to actually fight you, it would have been a challenge. That thing didn't know your capabilities. It was an easy fight even for me, and I'm not even much of a fighter.
Well, you'd win now. And where you are familiar, where he would like pull his powers, he goes to do the same, nothing happens.
There's no connection at all.
I don't know if there's no connection, but it seems like it's blocked or paused almost. I'm not entirely sure why, but I can't summon the energy.
Maybe that we just need to go to that plane again. But I suppose it is also your choice whether you would want to have those powers back or not.
Hold on, I'm putting an upright version of him. I don't know even how to get back there without contacting him. We can figure that out later. 900 years?
Yeah.
How the hell did we get here?
So, I got... You remember the adventure that I had went on? The one
Yeah.
where I didn't come back.
Yeah.
That was because of an artifact this group here actually had found. It brought us to this point.
Well, I guess the same adventure brought us both here then. Because I went to look for you. And pretty much told him whatever it takes to find you, and he took that rather literally. And I ended up with a orb in my chest on a plane I didn't know existed. Doesn't really have a right to.
Alone, just even its concept doesn't make much sense to me, even with my knowledge and understanding of things. But to be fair, this entire adventure really hasn't made any sense. So
Well, crap. I just realized I waited a week and I went looking for you. You never came back. And that means that Mom's missing 2 sons. Missed 2 sons. He looks down, just kind of at the floor. And you can tell that he is... You didn't really see him show this level of emotion prior. He was kind of void, for lack of a better term. But this is the most like Alan you've seen him in a very long time. The guilt is very, very plain on his face. Do you still cook 900 years in the future?
I have to admit it's been quite an experience getting used to the new utensils and everything, but I still definitely cook.
Any chance you feel like cooking right now?
For you, anytime.
Actually, it's not too... You would hear probably the back door opening, and Marcus and Kira, you'd see Zachary walk in, and he's just got like all different kinds of bags, because you guys all named different things for him to pick up before he left. He just got all different kinds of bags from different restaurants that he's bringing in, sets them on the table.
So as Marcus was backing out of there, I know they talked for a few minutes. I would not have been standing there. I would have backed out, closed the door, and just looked at Kira and said, I think that's a family discussion, like actual blood family discussion. Probably not for our ears.
Well, that makes good timing then, because I was kind of hoping to talk to you, unless it's a bad time, in which case we don't have to actually have that conversation.
I don't know what conversation you're talking about, but I'm always an open book. Maybe we should go back to the kitchen just in case little brother decides to flip a switch and go berserko and try to sever the head from Aegis's shoulders.
Then should we be further away if that's going to happen?
I'm connected to him psychically. I'll know if something bad goes down. I can also get there in less than 4 seconds, so it'll take him at least 50 to cut his head completely off.
You really enjoy running. Okay, sure.
Fast as fuck. Girl.
Oi.
Yeah, so Zachary, when he comes in, he starts plopping the bags on the table, and he says, all right, I think I got everything. If not, easy enough to run back out, and he just starts unpacking food.
I think everything you've got here is all right, Master Zachary.
Oh, it smells so good. Kira's gonna send a group text to everyone that's food's here, and just take a picture of Marcus and Zachary leaning over the bags.
Actually, that reminds me. If everyone's gonna come down to eat, I'll be right back. And as I'm walking out, as he passes you, Kira, you'll see his eyes kind of glaze over pink, and you'll hear him enter your mind, and he says, "We can have any discussion you want to, maybe this afternoon before we bed down for the evening and get our rest."
Also, as a reminder, because I haven't shown him in a while.
God damn it, you handsome
Smoke
son of a
it up.
bitch.
That jawline, though.
So graceful. I think after a while, Tempest would probably come down with Gale and Zuko, of course.
Yeah, as the text comes through, Aegis would go ahead and end up looking at his phone and go, "Oh shit, that's right. Oh well, I can still go ahead and cook you something anyways."
Well, what is that? And he looks at the phone in your hand.
Uh,
Does that make food here? Is that
no, it's a long story, but think of it like a sending stone.
okay?
There's a lot more to it. I honestly don't understand most of it. There's somebody else here who can explain it much better, but there's also a lot. There's wizards in the walls that are running the lights and everything here. Like, it's crazy.
Do they? So is that like part of their training then here? Is that a job or?
I have no idea. Realistically, from what I understand, people with abilities and everything like us, I don't want to say we're rare, but it is a bit more of a rarity to see us. So
Interesting.
it is it, realistically, many turn either towards good or towards evil, and I'm sure you know which one I turn towards.
He will get it like a shit-eating grin, and he says, "Evil, of course."
He'll just kind of chuckle about that and just like, yeah, you definitely haven't changed.
He'll hop down off the bed and he'll say, "All right, show me these wizards in the walls." And
I haven't even seen them. I just, they are there, or at least that's the way that I understand it.
so are they watching you all the time?
I don't know. I didn't actually think about that until now. That's a little.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I'm gonna need to understand this more now. Thank you. But yes, let's go.
All right.
I'll go ahead and introduce you to the Purple Man and the rest of the team.
I remember the Purple Man. So he was actually there.
Yes.
Interesting. All right.
So when Marcus re-enters the kitchen, he is not wearing his armor anymore. He is in his black sweatsuit.
Yeah, I'd say Tempest and Gale are probably also like in their Jimbo Jambos at this point.
Kira's
All
re-equipped
comfy.
because she missed having all of her shit on.
Like
Yeah,
Cookie
Kira.
Monster pajama pants and Crocs. For Tempest.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. So, you guys will see the young gentleman in the picture appear. He kind of like peeks around the corner first to get a. He's clearly like trying to take it all in.
Oh shit! There's too
Holy
many.
shit,
of
is that
us.
Alan?
Of course, it's Alan.
Why don't we go to the big table?
Yeah. Why don't we all reconvene at the lodge table in the dining room? I'll help Master Zachary carry
Fair.
all this.
I will need to start cooking on something because I did not expect him to be awake.
Zachary says, I know you guys very well, so there are like 8 milkshakes and 12 tacos and multiple burgers, so if you don't feel like cooking, I don't think you'll need to.
Does that sound good, Alan?
Taco sounds great.
It's excellent. Best diarrhea you'll ever have in your life.
I'm gonna look for
I
something I
Shoots
can
through you like
throw
a
at
laser,
him.
buddy.
You find something easily, Kira. Marcus, you just get hit in the shoulder with something from Kira's
Oh,
direction.
straw wrapper from
There
the
you
one
go,
of the
yeah.
milkshakes.
Oh, well, look, if it's not that, we've got plenty of oodles of noodles.
Oh, that sounds good too. Do you have to feed the wizards
Like-
in the wall?
I have
Kira
no fucking clue.
immediately
I have
sighs.
been
No.
asking questions for
no.
months.
No, they feed on your soul mostly.
No.
Wait,
No.
what?
No. Turns to Min and Sil. No. They're not wizards in the wall. The closest thing would be like trapped magic, like an artifact. Or a barrier that's powered through energy. There are not wizards in the walls.
Gale
That
leans
makes me
over.
feel so much more comfortable about what he had just said, because after I explained that, he started asking if they could look at us, and I was like, wait, I didn't even think about them being able
I mean,
to look
we've
through
got
the walls.
cameras.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, no, they're
I
always
forgot
watching.
about that.
No, they. There is no they. There is no they. We are not doing conspiracy theories today, Tempest. No. Hi.
Okay, I'm
Um,
sorry.
Hi. I'm Kira. Don't worry about them.
I'm
There's
sorry,
no
yeah,
wizards in the walls. I
They're,
promise.
they're. I'm just having. It's been a day. Sorry, I'm a little goofy today. Yeah, sorry. This is also. I'm Tempest. This is Zoopal, and that's Gale over there.
Gale, during that conversation, she would have leaned over to Tempest and said, "Are they talking about electricity?"
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a big deal for us when we first got here. We had no idea what that was all about.
Got it.
Could I have heard that? I've got a 15 passive perception.
Yeah, probably. Anybody with a 15 or higher passive would have heard that. Gale will also
Yes.
start helping carry crap.
Thank-
I mean,
Yes.
Tempest wasn't whispering either. Like, he was just kind of talking out loud.
Min, you can't have my milkshake. As she turned around and realized Min is gone.
And before we go, Alan, just to go ahead and explain this to you, yes, there is a mechanical cat and a mechanical whatever the tiny thing is, kind of a cat, but it also flies. There's a lot to take in. Take your time with it.
I am probably going to take several times. I feel like I've already taken several times.
It's the best way to do it.
Alright, let me find out what a taco is.
So by the time you guys get in here, Marcus has already finished his cheeseburger. It's gone. But he is drinking a milkshake.
So are you like super lactose intolerant now? Like, how does this working? Sorry, I guess that's personal.
What?
Never mind.
I've never been lactose intolerant. I fucking love these malts. That burger really hit the spot. Thank you, by the way, Master Zachary, for going out and fetching all of that delicious, delicious food for us.
Aegis
Oh.
will reach out and start grabbing a couple of tacos for Alan.
Yeah, so when you put one in front of him, he kind of looks it over and is like, starts to like pick at the lettuce or like the chicken that's on there with, he doesn't realize what
It's just all in one. Just kind of like shove it all into your head in one motion.
Like a sandwich, but kind of rolled.
The sandwiches weren't a thing where we come from either.
You never had just bread that you cut and then put butter in it and then got another piece of bread if you were lucky enough to get a second piece of bread and
As you
just
guys
ate
are-
that?
As you guys are talking, he figures out the folding part and like takes a bite, and then he's like, "Oh my gods!" And he doesn't say
Right.
very much else.
Yeah.
That is going to ruin your guts later, though. I'm just going
Mhm.
to warn you.
Put a couple drops of that red sauce on that if you'd like to play My Ass as a Dragon in about 45 minutes.
Don't
Just
worry
as
about
spicy
that one.
going out as is coming in.
Don't worry about that one here. And he'll reach over for the green sauce. He'll be like, "This is more your speed."
Yeah, start him out easy. Probably a good idea. We don't want to have to, take him to the hospital
You
immediately.
you can tell he's trying not to eat too fast. He doesn't want to make a total pig of himself, but he was hungry, so he's eating.
What have we been feeding him this entire time that he was unconscious? Or what has Aegis been feeding him this entire time? Has he been?
There hasn't really been any requirements, and on top of that, Aegis would have no idea as to if there would be any requirements that he needs. So he's probably fucking starving right now.
Yeah, he finishes the taco and then he goes, I think if it's okay, maybe could I see if a burger hits the spot for me too?
Yeah. And Aegis will reach over. He hasn't grabbed anything for himself yet, but he is going to grab a burger and bring it on over for him.
Yeah, he's
Now that's more my speed. I think they are technically legally obligated to cook them well, but you find a place that'll cook it rare, you just get those juices dripping. It's my... sorry, I just got goosebumps. My apologies. Since we're all here, maybe we should have a very quick discussion regarding all of the shit that we picked up off those bastard vampires. Did everybody receive the transfer that I sent over for the money?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So
Yep.
that's already a done deal. Marcus will pull his backpack open and he puts a potion, a red potion bottle on the table. This is a potion of greater healing. Nothing fancy about it. I am currently in possession of 2, but one of those is one of the ones that Master Bonkin left behind. So I'm fine if anybody wants to carry another one.
I have one on me, though I did have the
Same.
idea of giving one to one of the girls. Gestures
how-
with her head to the cats.
And how did you surmise they opened that with no thumbs?
No delivery system.
How would they deliver it? How would they open it to deliver it?
This is probably a bad time for me to tell you that Min can get into more locks than I can.
But can she pop the cork on this bottle?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well,
I'd
fuck
been-
it. He reaches across, grabs the potion bottle, hands it down to Min and says, "Min, open this, please, sweetheart."
You're giving her the grater, is that what you're gonna use?
Yeah, just the one that I popped open, or that I had put on the table.
So roll a dexterity check for me, Kira, at disadvantage, because she does not have opposable thumbs.
So the answer is not
I'm
well.
Going to
I knew you should have made her an ape.
I still
Is that
can.
an
But
option?
then she'd have a flying monkey instead of Syl.
Yes, I like that.
That's
Yeah,
a
it was
thin-
about to get
that-
very Wizard of Oz.
It's a very fine line between Min being an ape and us having a 4-armed monkey in the party to tear apart people. Sorry, I'm looking for Min's character sheet. I was on the wrong tab
all
of
good.
my sheet.
We wake up tomorrow and Min looks like Goro.
Oh fuck. You know what? I'm kind of all about that.
I wouldn't hate it.
Athletic
wouldn't
things,
hate it, but I would be
or what are we
terrified.
doing here?
No, just a dexterity check. Or sleight of hand he could do, but I'm guessing that's not any better.
We have a 7.
A 7. Okay. Min looks determined as fuck. Marcus, as you hand that to her, there's not even hesitation, but she uses her front 2 paws and is trying to like bite the cork off of it, but it keeps sliding because her paws are made of metal.
Marcus will just put his hand on her head and take the bottle back and say in Elven, "It's okay. It takes time to learn how to do this, but I think that you've at least proven a point for us for now. Thank you."
I mean, could you like make some kind of like healing injector thing where like she like runs full force into somebody and then like it like immediately like injects the healing potion into like your thigh or something?
What if she is
Hell.
accidentally thrown into an enemy?
She's capable of activating basic items. Um, Syl Syl can heal herself. Um, it is it is possible I could rig. We could do an easy open container for them.
Listen, I hate to be the person to say this, but I think we're thinking too much into this. Our entire purpose here and everything we've been planning on doing and everything we've spent the last few months doing is now in the toilet because of the traitor that was amongst us. So we made
let's kind of pump the brakes on that word a little bit.
he stole a wish from us and vanished as soon as he knew it existed.
I understand that you're upset about that. Trust me, I am too. But at the same time, that was the easiest way in his mind to complete the mission.
And to keep the rest of us safe.
But he made
Does it hurt?
everything we did, every person we killed, every person we failed to save, every person we put on the chopping block, meaningless. It made them meaningless. It made them worthless. It made the whole thing moot.
We've
May be the case,
it,
but it's
though?
not. That doesn't make him a traitor. You know, it's he.
No, but hold on. If
I love
we are
Bonkin,
going,
but he wasn't the most intelligent person, and he didn't really think that part through. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Aegis.
if we are going to go down that route, then let's really look at who all we have taken out. How many of these were unavoidable? They were calls that we came out to because people were causing havoc. And
I'm not
we
talking
needed to
about the
stop it.
calls, Master Aegis. I'm talking about us going and hunting down multiple artifacts in order to power a Mira that would teleport us back in time to make sure that he got home to his fucking kid. Those are the ones that I'm worried about.
those
We were
are
here and doing missions and running around and doing things for the police and Alpha League on our own accord. That was to fill the gaps in time.
those artifacts weren't exactly in possession of people with good intentions.
That is also true.
Every single one of us, Bunkin included, if if there was someone good that would have been hurt in the process, there's no way he
You're
would have
missing my
chosen to stay.
You're missing my bigger point here, and I'm glad that you all dived in and jumped to the defense of somebody who stole something from us and vanished, leaving us sitting with our proverbial dicks in our hands. But my point here was there's no point talking about how we're going to manifest some sort of special item so that Min or Syl can open a potion and feed it to us should we need it if there is nothing left for us to do here. He puts the potion back on the table. So whoever needs a fucking greater healing potion, please just take it and let's stop wasting this time. I'm going to move on to the next one because this is all collectively our loot.
Do we
Tempest will
want-
kind of push it towards Gale a little bit.
That is something we should figure out, though, is whether or not and this was going to be a conversation we needed to have, whether we still want to try and find a way to go back, or if we're finding a way to move forward. Because that's not a conversation we've actually had.
That's because that's the conversation that's just been put before us. We've already all determined, at least I think we've determined, that the only person who we were really working for was Master Bonkin. Am I not
You're right there.
mistaken?
You're right there.
I will say personally, the goal was always to get him back. Yes. But anybody else who would have wanted to go, obviously.
Well, you all already know my situation. I was going back to ensure he got to where he needed to be. And then my intention was to come back here.
So are the Oath Bearers continuing here then? Are we continuing to try and help the way we've been trying to since we got here?
For the time being, I exist as an oath bearer. I already took my oath, and that binds me to you, to this place, to this time. However, we do need a greater purpose. My people don't exist without it. I will, however, at some point need to go back in time, as I have unfinished business there. But let's
Oh, you
discuss.
do need to go back.
I do now.
Because of your oath?
No. No. No, my need to go back now transcends my oath.
You wanna... Is that something you want to elaborate on?
He kind of glances around the room, makes quick eye contact with Gale, and then glances down at Aegis's brother, and he says, "Not among strangers, no offense."
Untaken. Gail, she's been like purposely not looking around at everybody, kind of focused on her food, and Alan is still eating like ravenously. Zachary is still kind of handing shit out, and then he sits down to eat too. So
Right, so we found this spell scroll. He pulls out the scroll. It's a scroll of contingency. I'm aware of what it does, and it's kind of an odd one to have our hands on. I have an idea for a use for it, but again, we can discuss that at another time. Master Aegis, actually, none of us here can technically use it.
I was about to say I already have many ideas for that.
Yes, it will be difficult for any of us to use, because typically only wizards are capable of performing this incantation, but if you want to hold on to it, Master Aegis, you're more than welcome to. Unless, Master Tempest, you'd like to keep a hold of it.
What is this scroll again? You said like only wizards can do it?
Well, it's a scroll that typically wizards are proficient at casting. I know it doesn't, in my capabilities, it doesn't really exist. But long story short, you perform this incantation, and then you cast a spell into the incantation of the 5th circle or lower, of anything you know or somebody else who's casting it knows. And then for 10 days, the contingency exists on the target's being, and you write into it a contingency, i.e., Master Aegis, let's say, puts a revivify on me, and I die. The contingency would immediately materialize and revivify me, essentially for free. But if it's not used within 10 days, the magic dissipates.
But you need to use the full materials and components in order to cast a spell and make it happen. And it's all burned and used. And okay.
Yes, but it
Yep.
would just be an immediate thing
Right.
upon the contingent thing that happens. Or you could put a restoration spell on somebody and say, the first time this person would be put to sleep via poison. They are contingent seed, I guess. There's no need for me
Or-
to have it. None of my magic works with things like this anyway, so.
Doesn't
I
sound
am
like it
at
works
least-
with me, right?
I am more interested in application. If you think it might be possible that you could actually cast this, by all means.
Oh, I know I can cast it. I can read it. It just would be difficult. So, but I have more faith in you, Master Aegis, than I do in myself. Plus, you have healing magic from your god, and if you can put a contingency, anything that would help anybody in a pinch, please, by all means. He just kind of rolls it over to Aegis.
Let me ask this then, before we get too much farther at least. Are we planning, maybe not today, but tomorrow or sometime, within the recent here, going out for more missions? Or are we thinking about taking some time?
Well, that's the problem. We don't have a greater purpose right now. If we get a call, if we're called out specifically, I'm ready to go at a moment's notice. I am first and foremost a protector of this city, as are all of you.
I would agree there. Yeah, I don't think I have anything particularly pressing.
I've got
Yeah.
the pager on. Pretty much always. I mean, I've got stuff that I'd like to get done at some point, but that thing starts beeping, I'm ready to go.
In that case, I will hold on to it. And perhaps I'll just use it tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. What? I mean, I look. The things we find on these missions, if you take it, I trust in your capability 100%. I will never doubt it. Okay. We also have. He kind of glances at Kira. This is kind of fucked up. He puts two, what appear to be standard healing potions on the table and slides them to you. Smell those.
I'm gonna kind of give him a side eye, and then I'm not going to just sniff it. I'm just gonna do the
Wafting.
Wafting.
We're being smart about this.
Give me a survival check, but do it with advantage.
Yeah, waft it. Do not do what Marcus did with the chromatic
The-
roses.
The claymore.
That was so funny.
Fucking nightshade.
So you smell. At first, it hits you like it's like a diluted healing potion. Is kind of what it smells like at first. But then you get a spicy scent, and like afterwards, an after scent. It does kind of smell like nightshade. You would recognize this as a potion of poison. Marcus, as you put that down on the table, like I said, Gail's been trying not to look around and stuff, but she looks up as you put it on the table and she goes, "Oh shit. That's what they handed out the first time."
So that's all it took was a cheap. Nope, never mind.
It wasn't. People weren't doing just one shot.
Oh,
You s-
something
you
like
smell
this.
it, right?
That's. God,
It's
Yeah.
masked very, very, very well. It is there for
It's.
intentionally fucking somebody up.
It kind of makes me think of Firebelly, but not quite.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I hold on to these? I might.
You were the one I thought about, and to see maybe if we can dig into what the fuck or why the fuck.
That's exactly what I was thinking, seeing if we might be able to rig some sort of counter for the future.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Is-
We may not need to worry about it since we dusted King Daddy Bitch Teeth, but
Zachary says, "Sorry, I know you guys are doing a thing, but did you say Firebelly?"
oh yes, you've never had Firebelly?
I have once. It's very, very rare now.
They fucking have Firebelly here?
It's super expensive. Yes. Hold on. He gets
I
up and
know, how expensive. You said
He gets
expensive.
up
Hold
and
on, how
walks
expensive?
away.
Marcus reaches for his headset and goes, "Fuck, it's upstairs. I don't know how to transfer money." Oh shit.
Wait,
Nope.
he has Firebelly?
He just said that it's very expensive.
Nope, you do not need to immediately start sending him coin. I'll do that later. Don't worry.
He's gone.
Yeah,
All
we'll make
right.
sure he gets the coin.
I will. I'll make sure he gets the coin. So you can hold on to those potions of poison, see if you can't work out a counter for them or to figure out. Maybe we don't need to figure anything out. Maybe these were just fucking extras. I don't know. Okay,
So, Wait,
Oops,
did
sorry.
to Gail, did they hand these to you and you drank them and you immediately went out? Is
They
that what
were-
happened? Or it was like over
They
time?
were mixing them into drinks. I didn't plan on drinking when I went, but Meg was, drinking, and I ended up taking one.
Fucking lightweight.
I don't drink often. It could have even been the alcohol that got me, but I drank one and it knocked me out. The rest of them were pounding drinks. They were dancing, so it was moving through their systems.
Of course, because
Fast.
the other effect of these poisons is that it creates euphoria, so it encourages you to continue to consume. It's how they get their victims. Here's what I'm kind of curious about, Gail, and I truly mean no offense. I'm not technically allowed to bargain because I'm terrible with people, so bear with me and take this at face value, but why the fuck did they want you a second time? And I truly mean no offense. I'm sure Master Tempest would love you a second time, but these vampires in particular, what the hell happened?
Well,
Seemed
in
more
this
like a
whole
vendetta.
Is that what it was?
Yes, thank you for that compliment sandwich, Marcus. I think it had more to do with you guys than it did me.
Let me ask you that. How did they get you?
They broke into my apartment when I was there by myself, and
Understood. And when you were in the very first encounter with these friends, when Meg, dear sweet, innocent, and quite idiotic Meg, brought you to the den of depravity to indulge in drinks with vampire kin, did you not have any clue whatsoever that they were undead?
so when it was set up for us to arrive there, the storefront had more. I thought it was people. Now I'm wondering if it wasn't either disguised people or just illusions entirely. But it seemed like there were more people there gathering, and then exclusive people were chosen to go to the back room, which you have experienced twice.
Right, so here's my question though. When you were invited to the back room after your one drink, and other people were back there, did you not notice anything strange about any of those entities that were there? And I truly don't mean to be offensive, because you seem like a very smart girl, especially for a college student. With your specialty, you're friends with Master Tempest, and that makes you even smarter than me. But they're very clearly fucking vampires, right? You would not be able to see anything, and as Marcus says that, his mouth goes kind of wide and he bares his fangs.
She definitely gets startled when you bare your fangs, and
He's not like hissing at
Right,
her
right,
up on
right.
the table like fucking Nosferatu.
no,
but-
yeah, it's PTSD though. So her
Yeah.
chair scoots back a little bit, and you see her like steel herself, and she
Oh, that's how we're doing it.
she just puts a hand like on Tempest's arm and says, "They, between the euphoria from the drink, from the poison, the alcohol, and the excitement, as well as the proper planning they did for the room, initially no. Obviously, when I was able to actually take a look around the room, because when they brought us in there, it was all black lights. There wasn't a light on to clearly show the entire room. It was supposed to be...
And you didn't see the fucking bloodstains covering the walls?
They
or-
weren't there yet.
That was the first time they'd ever...
They cleaned well prior, I'm guessing.
Listen, I've watched a lot of murder documentaries since we've been in this time.
Those
Nobody ever
murder-
cleans up all the blood.
Prestidigitation is
Yep.
a hell of a spell.
Or just even minor illusion. I mean, that
All right,
I can clean
all
up a place really well.
right. All right,
All
fair
of
enough,
that-
fair enough. I received my questions.
All of that being said, Marcus, you are absolutely right. It's the dumbest thing I've ever done.
It's okay to be daft. We love daft people in this house. There's nothing wrong with that. I was just curious if there was truly nothing that gave it away. I'm not even a fucking vampire. I just have fucking tiefling fangs. The infernal blood that runs through me. I just was curious if you even noticed enough to be afraid. And I'm sorry for kind of hissing at you like that, but I wanted to make a point.
Well,
Give
I
me
think
a
the
Also,
purpose.
100%.
give me a deception check.
Obviously.
Sorry, go ahead. Tempest.
I think the biggest. Oh fuck. The main purpose of you even being there was to make sure Meg didn't do something stupid anyway.
That is
Right.
why I went, but
But then Meg convinced her to do something stupid in return, which means that Meg is the aggressor. We should kill Meg.
No.
Whoa!
Oh,
I want you guys to know that I got a 3 on her insight.
Wow.
A 3.
So she was just PTSD'd
lucky.
enough to not.
She does seem to relax a little, like her body physically relaxes a little when you talk about the tiefling fangs. She chills out, and she says, "The one thing I will say is that I would do it again because of where I ended up. If you guys hadn't shown up..."
Baby.
She gives your arm a little squeeze. "If you guys hadn't shown up when you did..."
Oh, you'd be fucking cooked, baby. But
Marcus. She's
What?
being
It's true.
romantic, says it in Elven.
oh, he kind of looks at Tempest. That's fucking romance?
Yeah.
They're Genasi.
Listen, we're a very romantic people. Come on. Look
Marcus
at how our
switches-
hair flows constantly.
Marcus switches back to common. It's true. You do have beautiful hair.
Thank you.
No, I was talking to Master Tempest. Oh, well, I mean, you have beautiful hair too, obviously, and
Marcus,
So you Master Aegis.
your next question or item?
Yes, next item on the docket. Oh,
Hey.
actually, that brings us back to Master Tempest. Master Tempest, you want to see what this is how they got her, by the way. I was thinking about this. He pulls out these fucking pan flutes that are like made out of, I'm assuming, some sort of carbon fiber
Yeah.
and metal, and he tosses them over, and there's a aux port on the bottom of them. Take a look at those bad boys.
What is that? Is that an
I'm getting it.
amplified pan flute?
I'm building you an amp.
We could probably.
He'll like turn it
what's an
around in
amp?
his hands.
Thaumaturgy, but from the magical effects that aren't magical in the wall.
Do you know
Oh.
how loud my bagpipes were and my saxophone is? Like this will
So
make
much
it like
louder.
10 times louder.
Yeah, so those are you can put them in as auto-tuned pan flute, Tempest.
We'll buy you an amp for now until I get the wiring I need.
Oh my god, it could be a little portable thing that like I see like on like parades and whatnot. Like people have like the bass
you
guitar
wanna-
and they have like the port
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
electro-tuned pan flute.
electro tune.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
I like the auto tune idea better. Like I'm a flute.
We'll get you an amp. We'll make sure it's portable, and then I'll make you a better one.
It's gonna be cranked to 11.
I mean, if you only want to go to 11, I was thinking more like 13 or 32. But it's going to be
Oh.
upstairs in your soundproofed room.
All right.
All right, so pan flute for you.
What the hell were they doing with that?
I have no idea. Gale, tell me that one of those bastards had hooves like a goat and haunches like a fucking lemur and was playing that thing.
I can't say that there were any noticeable satyrs present, but I will say I'm almost positive I heard somebody playing this, so wash that first.
Excellent. How weird is that?
Oh yeah, it smells like death. They definitely did not clean this ever.
All right, so we've also got, he puts a small green vial on the table. It's a potion of necrotic resistance. My infernal fortitude protects me from necrosis, so I don't need that.
I'm used to the rod of the shadows.
That is the grossest fucking thing you've ever said, and I have so much respect for how confident you are in that statement.
I have
The
respect.
most metal thing ever.
Yeah, Aegis full on has switched back into accent. Like, I have respect for the confidence, but also, what in the fuck was that phrasing?
Have you not seen the rod of the Shadowfell?
Oh, I've seen the Rod of the Shadowfell. Oh,
Have you
sorry. I thought that
not
was a question for the
seen
table.
when
Is that a
I've-
band?
So you know when I call the shadows and then people's sorry to
I-
our guests and people's flesh tends to melt?
Is that what you call it? The Rod of the Shadowfell?
I mean, it's just kind of calling on a small aspect of what I technically grew up in. You were in my head. Why is this a surprise?
It's
just didn't
not
know
that
that's what
it's
you
a
called it.
surprise. It's just the phrasing of it.
Yeah, it's metal.
Right. So, also apparently they don't like lycanthropes. I found a couple of ingots of silver.
Oh, those I'll take.
Well,
I need them for jewelry making.
Oh, okay. He glances at Master Aegis. I saw your eyebrows go up, Master Aegis. Are you interested in some silver?
No, I was just interested in it in general.
Oh, okay. Well, here you go.
I'll-
And he
I'll
just
pay for them
pushes-
like the last ones.
Oh, you don't need to fucking pay
Also,
for
if
it.
nobody wants that potion of necrotic resistance, I took a big old blast of necrotic that last fight. So
yeah. What the fuck
I'd
was
love to take
that,
that.
by the way? Master Aegis,
That
do you know what
sucked.
that incantation... Actually, do either of you know what that incantation was? That was fucking... I couldn't read it fast enough. She spit that last syllable out. I looked, and that thing went right past my face. Imagine if it would have hit this beautiful fucking mug. I would have been melted.
But it hit mine instead. Yeah, that sucked.
Thank goodness, because you took it like a champ. I'd have gone to dust. Corpse flesh. I'd have gone to a heap on the ground.
Stop talking.
Gail looks more confused by your over-explanation than she did by the initial comment.
Tempest probably kicks you in the shin a little bit.
All right, yep, Master Tempest, that one's for you then.
How many
Thank
ingots are
you.
there, and how big are they?
There was 3. But I think it's small ingots. Master Aegis, I don't know where the hell people keep making this from. This is the last thing we found, but I found like 3 more fistfuls of that Kaogum's ointment that I think you've got some of.
Yeah, I've still got plenty of that.
Should one of us hold on to that for the time being, since you've got some? Because its properties are pretty fucking intense.
It absolutely is. I mean, absolutely. If anybody wanted to keep some on them, it would never hurt.
Master Tempest, would this be something that would benefit you? It's this
What does
weird...
it do?
He kind of like opens it up and shows it to him. It's like a weird aloe gel. When you put it on an injury, it will heal the injury and potentially like cure you from, I think, like disease or poison if you're afflicted.
It's quite a powerful heal. Yes.
Here we go, I found it. So there's 3 doses that I've got here. It will heal you for the equivalent of a second circle cure wounds spell. It also will cure you of any poison and any disease per dose.
Oh, that's great. I probably could have used that ointment a couple months ago. I'm
Oh.
joking, Gail.
Marcus glances at Gale. Are you talking about those red bumps?
Yes, Marcus, I'm talking about. I'm joking. I didn't have red bumps.
Gail focuses on her food again.
But you should probably hold on to this. I think it would be good for you to maybe have. Unless, of
What was it
course,
called
Mistress
again?
Kira... so it's Chaotum's Ointment. Here, let me write it down for you. Maybe you should just call it Kellogg's Ointment.
There you go.
Oh, thank you, Master Aegis. I'm terrible with spelling. Yeah,
Apparently, I couldn't even spell ointment.
3 doses of that. All right. That's it, I suppose. Well, this has been interesting.
I changed my push to talk. Everybody give me a perception check.
Does this include the cats?
Yeah.
And Zupel and Gale.
Mm-hmm.
And me,
myself,
and I.
Oh, I rolled one too many. Sorry.
That's all right. I'll take the first one.
22,
25 and 17.
What's your question, Aegis?
Zupel, keeper of world peace.
Keeper of peace.
Oh, keeper
Of
of
the
the
peace.
World,
I
not
read it
world
as
peace.
keeper of world peace. You know what? I kind of like that better though.
Yeah.
Zupel for president of the world.
Aegis, you started to ask something. What were you asking?
Yeah, I was just going to ask if there was a role that either I or needing to make for Alan, just because I don't know what's going on necessarily for perception check, but I also know I don't have a character sheet for him or anything.
No, that's all right. I've got Alan and I've got Gale.
Okay.
And Zachary's no longer there.
All right, so with those perception checks, Tempest, you are still trying to convince Gale that you didn't have red bumps. Everybody else, you would hear not quite as loud as the monster truck was, but you'd hear a fairly loud engine revving outside. And then Marcus, you said you don't have your thing on, right?
No, I took it all off because I thought we were just fucking chilling and eating, but it turned into a little bit more than that. So.
Kira, you'd get a text that says, "Tell Marcus to look out the window." From Zachary.
Can
Marcus?
he look out the window?
Yes.
Marcus, you should look out the window.
Right now?
What window?
Apparently.
Oh, fuck yeah. Marcus gets up and he runs out of the room and goes up the stairs to his room because he thinks he's talking about his window that he keeps jumping out of. And you hear fucking top speed. And Marcus.
Oh, it's still probably shattered out too.
No, didn't you guys.
Well,
fix
we
it?
did, and then
Fixed
it
it, and
got
then I broke
broken
it again.
again.
Oh, that's right. I
fuck,
forgot
that's
about that.
Yeah, Marcus runs over to the broken window and just peels his head out. Oh, fuck, what time is it?
It's 2:30 in the
2?
afternoon right now.
Shit. Okay. Marcus. Yep, he's gonna go ahead and put his head out the window because he was told to look out the window.
Yeah, so it gets a little burny for a second, but you see.
And I'm gonna check the cameras.
God.
What the fuck?
So you see that and a very happy Zachary, who, as he sees you steaming, goes.
What? He's screaming. What?
He
You
yells-
told me. I was told to look out the window.
He's-
Why would you have me do that? Ah! Ah!
He says, "Get back inside the house, you dumb bastard."
Fuck, we need to fix this window. Marcus is going to run steaming and pick up his headset and put it on his head
Okay.
and then run back downstairs.
How much of that did we hear?
You would have heard, I mean, all of it. That was really loud.
Oh yeah, Marcus's room is like right above
Yeah.
you guys.
So you would have heard all of that. And then Zachary will come in. Zachary will come in shortly after. And he'll go straight up, he'll look straight at you, Marcus, and he'll go, "You crazy bastard, I said look out the window so you didn't get hurt."
I literally looked out the window as
I didn't mean the
there are,
broken
like,
one.
you guys will see these big, like almost like open cysts that look like they've burst out of his face, slowly closing.
Tempest hands over the
Yeah.
ointment.
Oh no. I'm all right. My body.
I'm gonna reach over and hit him with my last healing spell.
Okay.
Same. Aegis will reach over and do a first. How much damage did it look like he took from that?
He would have been still. He would have honestly still been pretty good. He doesn't take a whole lot from that.
And I threw 11
Okay.
into you, so.
Yeah, I would have been like just barely under full, and that's including the 10 hit points.
Okay, yeah, he still would have thrown a first level at least.
Yeah, Marcus will sigh, and he'll just.
We need
"Oh,
to fix that window.
Yeah,
Man.
fuck. I forgot that
Sorry.
it was broke. No,
Sorry
it's
about
okay.
that.
It is what it is.
I'm guessing.
Men, Sil, do you mind? And I'm gonna tell them to go and fix the window because they can't.
Thank you, Master Aegis and Mistress Kira. There's a big fucking truck outside. Marcus, he kind of closes his eyes and he pulls his hand in, and you guys see like the pink energy form around his hand. And I'm gonna just do a connect to everybody at the table and show them a picture of the truck that's sitting outside.
I told you I was gonna get a new truck, and
Ah, it's beautiful.
Tempest, it's not as bad
That-
as the other one.
It sounded like there was a tank rolling down the road, though. What was that? My God.
He just-
Go ahead.
He just gets like really excited when he sees the image and then remembers, oh wait, Alan's here.
We can't hear you.
Just get used to this, Alan. This is something that he does.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Master Allen. I apologize. I probably actually, fuck. I am really sorry, and I mean that with the full sincerity of my sincerity capabilities, because I typically ask permission to enter somebody's mind before I do so. But with all these new people here, I've been thrown for a fucking loop, and I'm a little bit at odds with myself. So, is it okay if from time to time I enter your mind to assist in imagery that I have seen? He looks at Gale. Fuck, I should have asked you too. I've been in your mind before, but I was reading it. Actually, I've been in your head before. Look, we're all friends here.
I send psychic images through Zoopal to her every once in a while too.
Oh, thank good. Marcus stops and looks at you. What kind
Wait,
of psychic
what?
images?
She's
Don't
just
ask.
smiling. She's just smiling. Alan looks up and he says, you know, as someone who constantly had someone in my mind anyway, it's fine by me, but be careful in there.
Oh, trust me. I'm very good in people's heads. I have dug through the darkest reaches of creatures born of the Shadowfell, and still somehow managed to find motes of absolute.
I mean, her name is
golden
Kira.
light. Marcus puts his hand on Min.
You'd get a I don't want to say, it's almost like a feeling of like static electricity as you go to put your hand there, and then when you put your hand actually on her head, it's almost like a buzzing under your hand. And her eyes will flash that blue as well.
Now, of course, Mistress Kira was the dark, Shadowfell-ridden, potentially partially corrupted mind that I was digging through, but it was the mote of light at the end of the God's Forsaken tunnel that we found. Right? Am I speaking out of turn?
I mean, maybe not call Kira's mind the God-forsaken tunnel, but that was very sweet.
I was about to say the same.
Marcus looks at Kira and he says in Elven, did that translate well? Did that not translate well?
no,
it's pretty
it-
fucked up in there.
It translated exactly as horrible as it was. I think it was a fair descriptor.
Okay. Switches back to common, leans back proudly.
For probably important context that's going to make things more confusing, I made Min. Marcus and I hatched Sil. Min contains the soul of my sister.
Yes, and I am the ninth son.
And this is Zoopal. He sends emojis into people's heads for me.
Always the eggplants, this one.
Gale smacks Tempest when Marcus says that. You get a little backhand to the shoulder.
Glad to see you get them too.
Of course. Alan looks around as everybody's getting introduced and looks back at Aegis, and he goes, "So I'm really happy to see that you've found a family here."
I can say that I did, but I missed you. Missed the inn.
He
Did miss
looks-
a lot of it, but
He looks around and he says, "Well, you've got wizards in the walls,
No, we
We
don't.
don't.
That's
Really.
been proven false today.
but not really. You've got."
We call the
You've got, and he motions to Marcus, a protector, an inventor, to Kira,
I'm the ninth son.
the ninth son, excuse me.
And
You-
a protector.
You've got entertainment, just like we had. And he motions toward Tempest.
much more than just entertainment.
I'm just saying, you're not missing too much from the tavern here.
An amazing
Maybe
cook.
not, but
Definitely not forget about that part.
Oh, the best food. And listen, I have eaten among dwarven nobility of our time, and you know how those fuckers cook. Master Aegis, at least 27% above their master chefs.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I had to run multiple miles per day just to be able to keep up with this one. I can't not eat what he cooks.
There is one thing that you're missing from a true tavern, but I don't think you'll miss it too much. Less drunken stupors in here.
yeah, that's one nice thing at least. Town didn't have too many, I guess you could say, drunks or anything like that, but stray group every now and again or something comes through.
And Zachary says, "Oh well, that we might have that part too if my sources are correct about that fire belly."
Oh yeah, Master Zachary, how much do we owe you for the fucking truck?
Oh.
Do you think 40,000 will cover it, or do you need a little bit more than that?
We're fine. It's
Yeah,
good.
I'm gonna
I
need-
traded the other one.
Hey,
Marcus enters his mind and tries to read it.
Yeah, he doesn't even fight you. You would so you,
Not with any spells.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just asking the question and entering his mind to see if I can pick up.
like the surface thoughts. Hold on. Let me try something. 1 sec.
When you give your PCs too much money and they take a vow of poverty. Boo!
So when you first enter his mind, you would hear him go. You kind of hear him like thinking to himself, "God's damn it!" And then, you would hear him go, "Oh shit, he's here." You don't have to pay for it. He's saying this in his head.
Marcus says, I have so much fucking money now that our traitor friend has left us, and I don't need any of it. How much do you need? How much do you desire?
How about this? When I need to upgrade it, you can help me upgrade it.
No. Can that thing get us to the Time Dragon?
Yes.
I still need to go back. I now have unfinished business. You understand that?
I feel like I do. I don't think I like it.
Good. Then I'll send you at least 20,000 to mitigate some of your costs, and I'll leave his mind.
You would hear him start to say that's more than enough.
Okay. Yeah, I just rude. Boop. And then you guys see Marcus, kind of as people are still chit-chatting, I'm sure, pick up his headset or his headgear, put it on, flip it down, and I will transfer 20,000 gold over to him.
All right. All right. Yeah. So Alan looks around, and he just kind of like gives you a little like elbow, Aegis, and he says, you know, I guess anybody could answer this who wants to, but how did I get here?
Would you like a psychic explanation or the Master Aegis explanation? Because I
Well,
Master Aegis
Liz-
explanation.
Aegis would probably be much less terrifying.
Go with that one.
Oh, it's so evocative. All right, I'll see myself out, Master Aegis.
To be fair, one, Marcus's explanation would probably be a little faster, and two, there's a little bit of an explanation you all need to know about. He kind of got here the same way that we did.
Oh shit, you
the
fought
artifact?
kobolds in a weird, like, ice cave and touched a random thing in the center of a giant platform and then zipped here?
After a while of me not reappearing, he went over there and said it was going to be by any means necessary of finding me.
Marcus takes his headset off and sets it down. Holy shit.
That's how I ended up with the thing in my chest. It was kind of the trade-off. Well, I thought.
Trade-off from who? Who did it to you? Was it TW?
No, I'm TW. He seems like he's trying to search. through
Marcus
some-
enters his mind and flashes the image of the gnome with the dark black eyes and the Kenku who is teleporting him through time and space.
You know, I don't know them.
I did get that right? Yeah, there. Yes, I did fucking get it right. Oh, God.
I don't.
Why is he so cute?
I know. I hate that he's so cute. He belongs on somebody's lawn.
Cute and terrifying.
Yeah, we're gonna murder him at some point, I'm sure. The Kenku for sure. He's been watching me.
The silhouettes look familiar, but I didn't interact with them at any point. Everything was kind of silhouettes for a while. But no, my patron.
Oh.
I told him I
The
would.
Kraken, right?
The Void Walker.
Void
Yes,
Walker. That's what it was.
The Kraken, actually, it's interesting you say that. How did you find out about the Kraken?
Well,
Found out about that because for the longest I thought that was your patron.
yeah. And I have a patron of my own that knows a little bit about the Kraken as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
I also had some knowledge of things my people have experienced in days gone by. Years before you, Master Aegis, Master Tempest, and Mistress Kira were even thought of. And with our powers combined, we knew a bit about what you are and what the Kraken is.
So, out of curiosity, did you see the Kraken? Was it, how was it acting? He looks really nervous.
Fuck, how many
Hey.
sessions ago do I have to scroll up into?
That was quite a few.
Let me put it to you
Sure.
this way. When, possibly as far back as when you made your first deal, it could have been corrupted at that point. We enable, in turning you back to normal, we're also able to set it free from this corruption.
Oh, good. So, I don't know what you guys know already, but the Void Walker dwells in between realities. feeds on entropy, the unraveling of existence, pretty much things that most normal people fear. And it whispers promises of power to desperate souls. He kind of has a look of shame on his face. But its true motive is always just to spread the influence of the void, which is where you were, a place where time, space, and identity just decay into nothingness. It gets hold of whatever creatures it can, dragons, the Kraken. The Kraken of the Abyssal Maw is what that full title is, I guess. It was a guardian of the primordial seas and handled the balance, and when it got corrupted by the Voidwalker, it transformed into just a vessel of chaos and total destruction. It was obviously under control of the Voidwalker, and acted
The
as...
Kraken was working aggressively against us. That is what I'm pulling up in my memory.
It acted as a conduit between void and the material plane.
That's fucked up.
That
How
was...
does an entity like that get taken? Well, I think we already know that answer. Thank goodness we put a fucking stop to it.
Yeah, because if that hadn't released the Kraken, you'd likely be getting hunted by it right now.
Well, did we though?
I guess it depends on...
Let's be perfectly honest, this thing had the power to go ahead and corrupt a Kraken, a literal patron to a warlock, and plenty of others, not just one. Who's to say that what we destroyed wasn't merely just the corruption of the Voidwalker that was holding on to it?
In the grasp of that thing, remember, it also latched on to a gem dragon, a topaz dragon, and corrupted it into void, which, thank the gods, we managed to purge. But that thing was fucking dead set on ending everything around it. But for what? And I mean no offense, Master Rages, to you or your brother, but what is so fucking special about you that... What were or are you capable of that thing feared so much to pump that amount of corruption into?
It was not so much what I was capable of, because we're all capable of much more than we realize. It was my willingness to realize what I was capable of, which many of us refuse to embrace due to fear.
Which is what, though?
Well, you said you'd do whatever it took to find your brother. Whatever, and that you became a willing vessel for whatever evil stuff it wanted to do through you.
The same
Takes
way...
a long sip of his chocolate malt. I've drank 2 of these things. I'm gonna be so sick.
The same way that the Kraken was used as a conduit between planes, I was used as a conduit for corruption. It basically was using my life force, which was a benefit to me because then it didn't kill me. But it was using my life force, my soul, my essence, whatever it is you want to refer to it as, to do its bidding.
I guess one thing I'm curious about is did it transport you to this point in time, or have you just existed for the past 900 years? Would you even know?
That's kind of what I'm curious about and was hoping someone could tell me. I don't know how I got here.
Will that resonator thingy work? Would it be able to let us know like how old Al actually is?
Kira looks for a moment nervous. But she does her best to hide her nerves. Actively hide it. Like,
Insight
yeah.
check.
Yeah.
I'm so great at deception, guys.
Passive insight 15?
Oh yeah, I mean...
I rolled a 10.
Marcus doesn't even try.
Yeah, my passive is 19. Anyway.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ. My passive investigation is 19.
my passive
What does that
deception
even
is
mean?
an
Like
11.
I walk into a room and I'm like, listen, Watson,
I think it's-
that the enemy jumped out the window.
For me, just so that you know, the way it interprets is that you're going to be more likely to notice smaller details than others would as you walk into a room.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Kira's definitely nervous. Almost like shaken, but she does her best to hide it and like, yeah,
Or not.
it's worth
Or
a
not.
worth a
Well,
shot.
well,
No.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, it's
It's fine.
fine.
Just-
Maybe we should rest before we try that fucking thing out again. And
Yeah, that'd be I am kind of tired.
yeah, Marcus puts it on the box and just kind of pushes it down. Look, if we risk it, listen, I have taken a great risk today by attempting to utilize my temporal shield more than one time. And it was very close to disaster.
Kira's ears darken again as she remembers things.
Can we please not risk it today? And maybe just
No,
try
yeah,
it in the
no.
morning.
I'm not going to lie.
That's fine.
This is Alan. Sorry, and I've got 3 of me sitting at the table.
So tight.
I'm not going to lie. This is the first time in a very long time that I haven't heard it talking to me. That being said, and he'll anybody who can cast spells would notice like it looks like he's about to try to cast magic.
Can I attempt to pick up what the hell he's trying to do?
Yeah, sure.
Like what his incantation is? So I'm assuming we're both sorcerers. 12. It's like a level 2 spell or lower.
I mean, he's
Level
a
1
warlock
sorcerer.
of the
Oh,
same.
is he? Is he
Yeah,
just
he's a
warlock,
warlock.
or is he a sorcerer warlock?
Yeah, he's a warlock. Yeah.
He's a warlock. Okay, never mind. Well, it may be Arcana.
It
though,
could
right?
still
No.
right. That's why I was like, go ahead.
Yeah. Unless he was
May
about to try
I
to Eldritch
also
blast me into the fucking
try?
wall.
Go right ahead.
Wouldn't that be rude?
That'd be rude as
I'd like to
fuck.
try it. I'd like to
Tempest
try
is
as
like,
well.
what the
Just-
fuck?
I'm
Would you try
on
to
the
cast Eldritch Blast?
same wavelength as Marcus right now, apparently.
Okay, yeah. So you guys would recognize. Hold on 1 second. You guys would recognize that he was just trying to do. Actually, I'm trying to see what you guys would know because I don't know her. I don't know her crap.
My list's weird, so
My list is also very strange.
Well, let me just put it this way. So Tempest,
Is it a cantrip?
yeah, it was a cantrip. So Tempest, you would recognize it instantly because you cast it all the time.
He was trying to cast Eldritch Blast.
It looked like he was trying to conjure the magic to do it. Nothing happens. So you know at what point it should have kicked on and nothing happens. Marcus and Kira, you can tell that what he's doing isn't terribly powerful. It looks like it's kind of second nature to him. And then at the
But
point
have we heard the incantation?
yeah,
from
you would have
Tempest?
heard Tempest doing it before. He's not like pointing at you guys or anything. He's like towards the floor, but nothing happens. He doesn't conjure any magic. And he says,
Holy shit! Why would you start with that?
"Oh, because 1, I already knew it didn't work, and 2, if I had to fix the floor, I would have."
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. If you could do that, you'd probably repair it. I would assume.
But it doesn't work. I don't feel any sense of the void whatsoever.
That's good. That's a good thing, Alan.
I'm not upset.
Yes, no, not feeling the void is like thumbs fucking up.
Speaking with a little bit of experience here, maybe don't reach for the demons in your memories.
That's my point. I'm not trying to, and I have no desire to hurry back into his grasp. I don't think he's gone entirely.
Good.
Because I still feel the only thing I feel is it's almost like a buzz in the back of my head, but I can't hear him, I don't sense him, and I have no power.
Do you want to relearn magic, though? Is that something that you may long for in the future?
I think I would, but maybe from books.
Well,
Can I ask you a question, honestly? We've made many contacts since we've been here, and there were a few of us that went deeper into those friends, allies, started out as enemies and then became allies, started out as allies and then became enemies. But Master Allen, do you want to build a snowman? Because I know this woman named
It doesn't have
Frozen
to be a
Phoenix, who I think is a sorceress of ice magic, and she may be able to help you build a snowman. Master Tempest is right, though. It doesn't need to be a snowman. It can be an ice man, or a sleet man, or a freezing rain man,
Hail man.
or a hell man.
Yeah, I don't want to say that I took the easy route, because nothing was easy about the things that I've been through, but I want my power to come from me. So whatever it takes to get to that point, I'm good.
That kind of answers the question I was about to ask you as well. I mean, my patron is of a similar vein as your old patron. So maybe you might like to have a conversation, at least, if that's even possible.
If I could switch to the Kraken instead of the Voidwalker, I might not be opposed to that if that's the only affinity I have.
We may have direct access through the Topaz Dragon. The Topaz Dragon, if I am not mistaken, existed in the realm of the Kraken before the Voidwalker took over.
I feel like I remember that.
And Master Tempest, correct me if I'm wrong, but your patron is a siren? Is that correct? Is that what you've said before?
Yeah, she's a siren.
Mermaid?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. But,
basically.
But much grander.
Yeah, much more, I guess, more powerful than your average mermaid. But yeah, I suppose a siren is the next level up, but not malicious in any way.
Can you contact her and see if she has any contact to the Kraken?
I could try again. I think last time she didn't. She couldn't because it was corrupted at the time. But if she's interested, I can try.
It might even be a stronger bond because of what the Kraken and I both went through.
Yeah.
Strange question, but I'm not entirely familiar with how warlocks and your patrons work. But do your incantations transcend patrons? Meaning, if you, Master Allen, and you, Master Tempest, were to both perform your Eldritch Blasting, being of different patrons, would the incantation still resonate the same? Would it be just as easy for Master Allen to know his incantations should he take on another patron, even if it was him leaving a patron before and taking on a new patron that is not your patron? You fucking warlocks are so confusing.
Well, the way all the magic, well, a lot of the magic I learned through Aranor seems to me like it was unique to Aranor. I don't know if the Kraken knows the same incantations as Aranor does. I would imagine it doesn't, or maybe knows more because it's such a much more old and massive creature.
My situation may have been a bit different than yours, Tempest. What was her name? Aranor? When your siren patron?
Aranor, yes.
When she granted you your powers, what was your mental state?
I wasn't in dire straits, I would say.
Because I can say that, again, it was a desperate times calls for desperate measures situation, and I agreed with him, and my powers were instantaneous. So I'm not sure if the incantations change or if it's just how the incantations are imbued with magic that changes, but I'm willing to try. I don't want to simply be a resident here. I want to contribute as much as I'm able.
Okay. Well, uh, if Aranor is willing to help, I'm willing to help as best I can, as best we can. We did, for what it's worth, she was a incredible amount of help in breaking you free. She and Marcus fought to break you free.
To be fair, if it was not for Aranor, there's no way I would have been able to psychically project myself the way that I did to beat through that monstrosity. So, if and when you get to meet or be within her presence, make sure you send my fucking regards.
Alan's eyes will narrow when Tempest starts saying that, and when Marcus is saying how helpful she was, and he looks very much like Aegis did when he found out that you were a warlock, and he says, "What does she want?"
Marcus looks at Tempest wide-eyed.
I mean, she's asked me to search for an individual. Other than that, she hasn't demanded much out of me.
Make
Say
sure
we have a very, very. At least I hope we have a very equal relationship in here.
just make sure that you are repaying whatever you've been given as often as possible, because they don't give power for nothing.
Suppose I always feel like I could do more.
That's not a dig at you, Tempest. It's a warning. And he'll kind of look over toward Aegis and make eye contact, and then back to Tempest. They never do anything for free.
Yeah, and when he had gave the side eye to Aegis, Aegis would have gave him that same little side eye back.
On a lighter note, cheeseburgers are amazing.
Yes, they are, but on a more serious note, we, at some point in time, Master Tempest, should probably have that conversation. If there is something that your patron requires of you, the Oath Bearers still exist, and as far as I'm concerned, we will uphold our end of our bargain, if that means that you need to uphold yours. So if she needs something, and we can be guided in any direction, now's the time for that guidance.
And like I said, she's only really asked to find Sirlath.
Right. And you and Master Aegis had done some digging on that, is that correct? This is the one who went to an island on a boat and vanished. I apologize if I'm simplifying that.
I mean, that's kind of the extent of it. I need to do some more. I was told I needed to meditate more to figure this part out, but I haven't been able to have the mental state to actually do that.
No, it's understood. Maybe look, it's still pretty early in the day, but I hate to admit it, but I'm fucking tapped. I am absolutely exhausted. Obviously, you can see I'm wearing a sweatsuit, not my armor. That battle was horrendous.
Kira's gonna mutter, not even meaning to say it out loud. She mutters in Elven, and I'm not complaining.
Marcus will continue without reacting for the moment, but I will take note. So maybe we should all just exist for a little while, since we've put our existences on the line for so long.
Gale will look over to Tempest and say, "That's a good idea. I know you tried meditating once. Have you tried again since?"
I haven't. It's been a crazy day today.
If you have some time, maybe it might be worth trying again.
Can you help me with this somehow?
She starts to smile, stops herself, and then says, "I'll definitely try."
Passive insight 15.
Yeah,
Can I
you
make
can
an
roll.
insight
Yeah,
check?
you can
Can
make
I
an
try
insight
to
check.
insight? I want to insight check. This
Go
bitch.
ahead, do an insight check.
The fucking 23.
Damn.
She was thinking Tempest thoughts. She was thinking dirty thoughts.
Marcus doesn't say a word.
Already.
He doesn't say a word. But I'm gonna
That's
take
why
the
they get
notes.
along so well.
Look at him learning social
Nazis.
situations. So proud of our tiefling.
Oh, that's so funny. And then she says, "I'll definitely try."
Okay. And he'll nod towards Alan. If I can talk to Aranor today, I'll put in a good word. See if she can, I don't know, talk to the Kraken through us, or I don't know how that works.
If anybody's interested, and I don't mean to impose, but Professor Sundamar is always available for telepathic and or psionic connection and vocalization. So just let me know if you're interested.
Yeah, we'll keep that on the back burner. Thanks, Marcus.
Yeah, of course, of course. If you'll excuse me, Master Aegis, I don't think we have a separate room for your brother, but since Master Bonkin isn't
Oh.
here, if he'd like to stay in his room, he's more than welcome.
I was also thinking maybe we can maybe like in the future make another addition to the upstairs space. Maybe make it a little bit more, I guess, apartment in and of itself for Gail and I.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all the way upstairs. You mean in the studio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Marcus reaches.
And I was just saying, as in we. I mean, he can take Bonkin's room for now, obviously, but I was also saying, like, for the future, just to make things a little bit more comfortable for everybody.
Yeah, no, of course. We've got, like, the whole gang is here. I'll reach out to the landlord and see if we can get some walls put in and maybe some pipes plumbed for toiletries if necessary. And, yeah, we'll get it taken care of, hopefully sooner than later. Candace, I will pick up the headset immediately, put it on, and start sending text messages to the landlord. I'll send those to you offline.
Okay. Yeah, good, because I'm gonna have to make that map.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Sorry.
and unless we have anything
okay.
else, I'm gonna go. Not sleep, but might as well.
You should try it. It's pretty awesome.
No thanks. I've never dreamed, but I have had nightmares, and I do not need the professor to take care of those for me. Thank you.
Well, if they ever get too crazy, you should let me know, because he loves nightmares and he feasts upon them.
Nope, you already helped me with mine. Thank you so much.
Nah, you're stingy. He gets fat-bellied on all of those nightmares, and you hear Marcus just trailing off into the distance as he walks upstairs.
As Marcus walks away, Kira is going to pull out her phone and send a quick text of her own. And then it's going to be to Marcus, and it's going to say, if we can, I'd like to take you up on that conversation this afternoon.
Man, I was this close to dodging that.
And then, yeah, you guys need anything? Well, I'll be awake. Gail, Ellen, if you need anything, Min, Sil, and I are at the room at the end of the hall upstairs. Knock, shoot us a message. Looks to Alan. Knock, and we'll help any way we can.
Yeah, Alan, it looks like he started to say, like, oh, I can't cast that. And then you were like, just knock. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, thank you for saving me, everyone.
We're the Oath Bearers. And your family.
Kind of what we do.
It sounds exhausting. And Gail just starts nodding.
It is.
That's why we have boundless cups of coffee, she says as she reaches into her bag as she goes up the stairs.
And that's something you don't need to know about yet.
And Tempest is also going to go back to his room, or he might try to draw another bath again and try to meditate again in that scenario. I don't know, I kind of imagine like Gail not in a sus way helping out.
Yeah,
as
she
best she
would.
can, like hands on head or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, she would, when, Peanut Gallery. So when she,
Let's hear that.
I am so sorry about that.
she'll actually draw the bath for you, and she'll tell you, like, you know, maybe just start singing your favorite song, humming your favorite song, get yourself in the right headspace. I'll watch Zoopal, we'll hang out, and then, like, once you get into the water and stuff, she does give you like a temple massage, and she's like, just stay calm, try not to think. So with this, how are you approaching it?
Okay, so I'm approaching this as, I guess, trying to reach out. Well, first off, trying to reach out to Aranor, trying to get that connection like strongly established, and then try to through her kind of, I guess, do what he can to locate Sirlath in some way. I don't know how else to describe that.
All right, so you get into the water and you start focusing on Aranor specifically to be able to connect. Connecting with her is not that hard. It's when you start thinking about Sirlath that you start to have that struggle, that difficulty. It's almost like there's something blocking the way. The more that you focus on it, you start hearing that song playing again.
Yeah, and Tempest would be humming that tune along with it as well.
So as you sit and you're listening to her essentially singing in the back of your mind, she does appear in front of you. And
Sirlath does, or Aranor does?
Aranor does.
Oh, okay.
And she looks at you, and she kind of looks around like the song is surprising her that she's hearing right now. And she says, "How are you doing that?"
Thought it was you doing that.
And then as she's in front of you, her face kind of shimmers, and the image of her shimmers out of your view, and you see instead there's a picture that starts to come into your view. The sky is a gradient of swirling blues and silvers. It's like a restless storm contained within an unbroken dome. There's streaks of lightning occasionally arcing across the heavens, illuminating the scene in brief, dazzling flashes. You can see Sirlath sitting atop a throne of jagged, coral, and silvered bone. Her figure is both alluring and unnerving. Her hair is flowing like liquid starlight, and her eyes glow with an ethereal intensity. The water around her shimmers, and you can hear faint whispers like the cries of distant seagulls in the background. Then, instead of a throne, you see her sitting on jagged rocks in the middle of what looks like the ocean. And she looks young and she looks scared. And that scary image of her is no longer there. Then that shimmers out of view, and Aranor is back in front of you. And for a split second, you can see the same look of fear in her eyes that you saw in Sirlath's eyes in that vision. She says, "What was that?"
Don't know. I tried to connect with Sirlath. You were there, and then she was there. Who is Sirlath to you?
She was a girl who was lost.
Tempest will kind of describe what he saw. Did you see all that?
Yeah, she looked scared. I don't understand. Have you located her?
I don't know. Did that anything any of the visions like remind me of any specific location, or did it seem like she was there in front of me the whole time?
So what you saw in the vision, it did seem like she was in the middle of an ocean. When you say like she was in front of you the whole time, what do you mean? Like she was literally in front of you, or?
Is Aranor Sirlath basically is what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. So why don't you give me an insight check first. Oh, I did make a picture for this. I knew it. That was what you saw. That was the scared picture you saw.
This is when I tried to scry on her, but I couldn't discern a location, but she was close, basically. She was close but far away, right?
Yeah. So with a dirty 20, you are definitely seeing similarities, especially in the eyes, between Aranor and Sirlath. Obviously, here, I'll pull up the other picture too. I suppose that helps. So the same bright blue eyes are on both of them. Obviously, Sirlath appears much younger in that image there. You feel fairly certain that there's some kind of relation there. You can't say for sure if Sirlath is Aranor, but you're starting to suspect that there is a missing piece here. That has connected them much more than just Sirlath dropping a necklace into the water.
Almost like you're saying, like familial relationship here, or just I'm not sure what that missing piece is. You're saying?
Yeah, you're not entirely certain what the missing piece is yet, but okay. So you did a dirty 20 insight. So give me an intelligence check.
Okay. Oh, not bad.
Oh, geez, dirty 20 there too. Okay, so yeah, you feel that Aranor and Sirlath may be the same person.
Aranor, do you remember, I guess, anything before Sirlath dropped the necklace into the water?
I've been alive for a long time. When I come here, I don't necessarily know how much time has passed, but. And as she starts thinking, you notice the look on her face changes to confusion, frustration, and sadness. Uh, I don't know.
I don't know either, but I, th- I think I may have found Sirlath. I think she's you.
That
I don't
doesn't.
know how or why that makes any sense.
How could I be in two places at the same time?
It's just a thing. I don't think you ever were. You,
Then
you can't remember what happened before the necklace went into the water, can you?
I feel like I have memories, but it almost feels like a rubber band pulling me.
Back to now. Back to that moment.
When I try to think about it, when I try to think about anything before the necklace, I was there when the necklace fell. I saw that face. Uh, I can't explain that.
Can't begin to either. I'm. This is probably just as confusing to me as it is to you. And I'm sorry. I'm hoping we can figure this out together.
I'm sure we will. At least you found her, I guess. But how can I help her if she's me?
I don't. I don't know. Maybe try to try to. I guess maybe try to hold her image in your mind and focus on that, and see if you can, I guess, become her for a moment.
So, you'll see her focus, you'll see her face change from like the concerned, sort of angry look to one of a calmer, more peaceful look. And she closes her eyes and starts to you can tell she's focusing. And the song starts again. But this time, it's coming from her. She's the one singing it. And you can see her face sort of does a weird flip flop back and forth from Sirlath to Aranor as she's singing. It's very, very creepy. And when she stops singing, she opens her eyes and you can still hear the song. She looks like Aranor again, and she says, I felt like her, but also like me. And that rubber band feeling was there again.
There's some kind of barrier keeping you separated?
Nothing can touch me here. I don't know what would be able to affect me here.
I'm wondering if there is something that can affect you there. Um, Something that we may have recently uncorrupted, maybe?
Um, are you talking about the Kraken?
Yeah.
It just stopped suddenly. Well, it's not impossible. He was a gateway. You had other questions, right, about the Kraken?
Yeah. Um, well, the individual we just freed from the void had a connection to the Kraken. And I suppose we're wondering if there was any kind of way to reconnect them, or at least see what went wrong.
Well, if that is truly who's affecting me here, it should be easy enough for me to connect with it. If not, I will see what I can do about getting an audience for you. But that would mean going back to his lair.
Like physically going back to the place where he was pretty obviously mad that we were even there to begin with.
I think he was mad because he was told to be mad. I'll think about all of this and see if I can make any sense of it. If the memory of the necklace falling into the water wasn't as vivid as it is, it would make more sense. But I was there, and so was she. Or me.
Yeah, I know this is strange and confusing and terrifying, but I want to help you as best I can. And I want to be sure that I'm holding up my end of this relationship as best I can. And I feel like this is the best way to do it. If that's not if you need more, I want to give you more.
She nods, and the look on her face is haunting because she's always been so sure and so just confident. And right now, she's the least confident you've ever seen her, and she looks scared.
And Tempest will reach out his hands and hold hers. You are the most powerful being I have ever met in my entire life. You are strong. You are capable. Doesn't matter who you are amazing. Never forget that.
You see the look of fear subsides, and she looks calmer. Still has more of like the childish features now than usual, but she does seem to calm down a little, and she says, I know that with you by my side, I'll be fine. Thank you, Tempest. And I will see if I can focus some more on her and remember some more. And if I do, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
I will see if I can reach out to the Kraken as well. If this was the one I helped Marcus pull from the void, the Kraken may be interested regardless. She takes a deep breath and she blows you a kiss, and then as that happens, you kind of slowly drift out of her area.
I'll wake up in the pool and thank you, Gail. That was a lot.
What happened?
I think. I'm sorry.
You don't have to go through it right now if you're not ready.
It may have raised more questions than answered again. But
About the Kraken?
about Kraken, about Aranor, about Sirlath, about all their connections together. Maybe there isn't any connections. Maybe they're all intertwined. I don't know. I don't know. It's.
She'll start massaging your temples again. Do you want to stay in the water, or do you want to come out of the water?
I think I should dry off and
Okay. Yeah, so she'll like get you a towel and stuff and not be weird.
Not be sus.
Not be sus. Yeah, that's what you said, not be sus. All right. I'm going to share that you would have had a little bit more of that song revealed, so I'll share the lyrics and the I'll send them over to you.
Okay.
Aegis or Kira, Marcus, what were you guys doing during that time?
Aegis probably just would have been at the table sitting, kind of waiting for Alan to finally finish eating up before saying anything.
Okay, yeah, he would be like maybe picking at french fries and stuff, but he's finally at a point where he's like, all right, my body literally cannot physically take on anymore, even though I want to keep eating.
Yeah, and Marcus would have gone back to his room and essentially just trauma dumped everything into Professor Sundamar and would ask him for advice, including he would just unload all of his thoughts and memories from the last 2 hours and just say, Professor, he glances back at the door. I need your help as an advisor. Here's everything that was just given to me, and I cannot stop fucking things up. And I think I upset everybody by calling Master Bonkin a traitor. But by his very definition, he is a traitor. So, can you unravel some of these mysteries and re-impart them into my mind so that I can try to do better for them?
So you feel him like connect, and he says,
Marcus literally takes his tentacles and sticks them to his fucking temples and onto his third eye.
You'll hear, first advice, stay away from windows.
Oh, okay. You didn't have to tell me that. I know what I am.
Next advice.
Yes. Okay. Marcus glances over at the window is fixed. Is it not? It is fixed. Okay.
Min and Sil fixed it.
Marcus glances at the window. Well, we've secured that window.
You and your people live by oaths. Bonkin did not. That's okay.
But it's not because my oath transcends his transgressions against us. And what he did immediately made him an enemy. And by my oath, I must hunt him through time and space, Professor Sunema. And then I mentally impart my oath upon him, plus the vampiric oath. They run together. There's no separation.
For him does not mean against you. For him is for his family. If you needed to get back, you wouldn't go without all, because you live by oaths. He promised to stay by your side until he could get home. He got home.
But he does not live by oaths, so that meant nothing.
Exactly.
You should have gotten your doctorates.
Somebody please clip that for the love of fucking everything.
They didn't exist back then.
Are you kidding me? The doctoral thesis was not a thing in our time? How did wizards become wizards?
They were wizards, then professors, then grand wizards, then on the council.
Oh, that's a weird little up and down. It sounds like those titles kind of took a shit in the middle.
They did.
Alright, well, let's move on from Master Bonkin, because I have theories about him that I'd like to delve into as we progress in our current time. But what about this last bit? And he sends the text message from Kira. Nope, I will send it to you. Give me one moment, sorry. She just said, did you send that to me? No, I didn't.
Also, take a DM inspiration, Marcus, because you broke me. I was shades of red.
Thank you.
And he'll also say, but right before you send that over, he'll say, Ninth Son, feel your feelings. Do not let them consume you. Miss your friend. Be angry at your friend. Do not lose sight of your true mission.
Professor, my true mission was to go back in fucking time in order to bring him to where he was.
No. What was
Yes.
your first mission?
Marcus will psionically sigh.
I hate it. Oh, I forgot to change this from the Tempest music side.
I hate it too, but that's what he does. My first mission was to return to our point in history so that I can break the bonds between our people, meaning the Illithids, and my clan, and allow me to be the permanent ninth son, the only ninth son for all of existence until I am killed in combat. But in doing so, it would break the bonds between my people and the Illithids, meaning that nobody can be taken ever again. There is no fifth daughter, there is no more ninth sons, because being in the future, I have seen how weak they become. Maracus is a prime example of what they become. Soft and inefficient.
Diluted.
Unacceptable. Yes. That is my first mission. And you've made me realize that I've blamed it on Master Bonkin. you're right.
You did complete second mission. Second mission was get Bonkin back. You freed the genie got Bonkin back. Mission complete.
If that was the case, then our only intention here is to go back in time once more.
What else is needed here?
Mistress Kira.
So, new mission is keeping Kira safe.
That has always been the mission. That has never been new.
You will, instead of talking, you'll get a vision from him. You know it's like a hypothetical. You can tell it's like a thinking things through, and it is you. There's the first one is you hugging Kira and then stepping through the mirror. The second one is you and Kira both stepping through the mirror. And as you guys are like saying bye, you both smile and you both have fangs. And then the third one is the two of you. The whole actually.
Hold on. I didn't get to type fangs.
Oh yeah, because your your eyes got too big.
Okay, third.
The third one is the entire group of you continuing here.
With fangs.
At least one of you.
Listen, I heard you guys wanted to play Vampires the Masquerade.
That's the next campaign. Surprise!
Did you see Kat just went, yes!
No.
I call dibs on Bruja.
Fine, I'm bringing my caitiff back.
Oh, yes, please. Okay. Marcus will kind of just give him a couple of strokes along the brain spine. That's such a gross thing I had to say. She's the only thing that's ever challenged me. She's the only entity that's ever challenged me from 800 years ago till now. Do you, Professor Sundamon, do you realize I'm 1557 years old?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost as old as me.
Almost. Right. Understood. Can you consume all of my negative emotions, please, so I can go into this conversation fresh?
Yes.
Thank you.
And he will.
He just gives himself over.
Yeah, he will do so. He every negative feeling, every questionable feeling, every doubt is removed from your mind. And when he's done, he says,
He's got a little pot belly on him.
yeah, he's a little fat thing. He's like a little pug now. But when he's done, he says, challenges build character. Continue to allow yourself to be challenged. I agree with this. Yes.
I still have unfinished business here. Master Tempest still has unanswered questions, which I'm hoping he is glancing around at the ceiling, getting sooner than later. And I think we still have some things to figure out with Master Aegis and his brother Alan, but...
You also have the dragon.
The dragon's free.
The dragon must transform.
Then the dragon should reach out. Has the dragon been in contact with you?
Not yet.
Good. Then Our bargain still exists. When it is ready for the transformation, so are we.
You have a purpose, though.
I've always had a purpose, Professor.
Good.
But my intentions are shifting, like the sands of the desert that dragon exists in. That was way more cryptic than I anticipated, and I apologize for that, but you just consumed like 3/4 of my memories, so bear with me, you know how this shit goes.
It was good.
No, it wasn't. Don't lie to me. I am very insightful, you little bastard. And he just kind of like spanks him on the brain booty.
You hear like a little weird chuckle in your brain that echoes throughout.
Chortle.
Yeah. Go have your conversation while
You
fresh.
almost said fun.
No.
Oh, sorry. It's your accent. My apologies. Alright, I just like unplug the tentacles from my forehead. I wipe the goo off, and I will, yes, that is gross. Thank you for reminding me of that. I will, as I'm walking towards the door, I'll kind of like, I'll put both of my hands out in front of me, and then I'm going to perform the psionic thaumaturgy incantation. So there's like these pink beams that create wind, and the wind is going to kind of like try to blow all of the dropped food on my shirt off, because I can't prestidigitation like the rest of these fucking wizard wannabes. So
Yeah, it's pretty successful. It's pretty successful. You're fresh.
it's just two heavy blow dries. It's like two jet engines.
It's like the car wash dryer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's successful. You're clean. You're good. It works.
All right. So then I will begin to walk out, but if anybody wants to do anything, just jump in.
Once they just had seen that Alan was done, you just kind of would have looked over. It's like, I know today has already been a lot, but there is one other person you should meet. If you think you're up for a little trip.
Well, I definitely do not need a nap. He'll smile.
Alrighty then. Let me go ahead and check with everybody else first, see if anybody else is needing to go, but we'll be on our way shortly.
I suspect I know where you're taking him.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Aegis would just be running off first and like running around the house. Hey, I'm going over here. Do you need anything? And just kind of like checking in with people throughout the house before actually heading out.
You probably just hear a rushed note from Tempest.
Yeah, Marcus would meet you at the door. The door pops open and you're there, and he goes, "No, shit. Do I need anything? No, Master Aegis, go take care of your brother. Actually, that reminds me. If you would like, since Master Bonkin's not here," and he points at the door across from where, obviously, he's standing. "If you'd like, I can help you make appropriate arrangements in there to keep your brother comfortable. And do you need any," he flips his visor down, "do you need any money sent over for him to just kind of go out and..."
I will be more than fine in supplying him with whatever he needs. I'm asking if you need anything because I'm going over to Umi's.
Oh. Marcus pulls the visor back up. Actually...
That's more the reason of this trip.
Actually, I don't. But I'd like to encourage you to enjoy yourself.
Very well.
You deserve it. And he kind of like pats you not on the head, but he kind of like he reaches for your head, realizes that may be socially unacceptable, and pats you on the shoulder, and he says, "If you need anything, I'll keep my visor on. You let me know. I've got like 25,000 gold pieces sitting around that mean fucking nothing to me, so just let me know if, you know, she's got anything fun or fancy or special."
I may not have that much, but I already feel like I have way more than I'll ever need.
Me too. I'm kind of sick of it. Inflation, right?
No, like, what are some of these prices?
That's what I'm saying. Did you see the price of eggs recently? Oh, sorry, I'm keeping you.
It's fine. But you don't need anything from her.
Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what. Can you ask her if she's got any potions or scrolls? Actually, no, potions. Potions of growth or potions of haste. If she has any of those things to keep our concentration free for other things, that would be wonderful. If she does, I'll take every fucking dose she has, because we're not done in this timeline.
Oh, I'm more than sure that she will have at least a couple bottles of one, if not both.
Excellent. Money's no issue. You know how that goes. So, thank you, Master Aegis. I appreciate you for stopping by and asking.
Not a problem. I was gonna ask Tempest, but from how rushed that no was, probably shouldn't be going around the door for his room anytime
Oh, is
soon.
he still being choked out in the bathtub?
It did not need that image in my head, but no, I'm in their room now.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was probably rude. I just assumed Edge, and I'll see whom don't need to breathe. What just you no, fuck me. Never mind.
Oh, no,
I don't
you-
know.
I got a laugh from it. It's just, yeah, just as a heads up, may not want to go bothering him anytime soon.
If I can tell you honestly, Master Aegis, we've lived here for months, and I have never been to the top floor. So
That makes
understood.
two of us. And he'll go ahead and start heading down.
Marcus will give him a very noticeable pat on the back as he kind of walks away from him. And Marcus then closes the door because he was walking out. But I will put my ear to the keyhole and listen for him to come back. Like to come back up the hall.
Oh,
Because he's going down towards Kira's room. So.
I gotcha. Okay.
I'm assuming that was there's a knock.
Yes.
Okay, you have very good noise filter on.
That's unfortunate.
I'm actually give me
Well,
a
in
second.
this
I'm gonna
case-
let the dice decide this particular thing. Yeah, Marcus.
Just to make it even more noticeable to her, Aegis is gonna... not quite, it's me.
Oh, yeah, Aegis, come on in. Door's open.
He'll go ahead and he won't really get all the way in. It'll just be like a stop, like right there at the entrance.
Okay, so Min is laying on the bed. Kira is sitting on the floor with her back to the bed, with a book, with a very familiar looking book open in front of her. She's in like her own comfy clothes, so like oversized hoodie, still has a cloak wrapped around her like a blanket, and still is on the computer.
Is it the same cloak?
Yeah, of course it's the same cloak. There's only one cloak
Okay.
worth wearing.
Question.
I have to make
Important.
sure.
Clarifying question. Is
Yes.
Syl sitting on the computer or typing on the computer?
She's probably trying to type. I didn't say whether the computer was on.
So she's tap dancing across the keyboard.
Yeah,
Okay.
more than likely.
Got it.
I imagine that.
Like a cat wearing boots.
Yeah.
Oh no, I instantly went to all of the videos of the cats, like way at the beginning of Yeah,
All right.
that.
Okay,
I
sorry. I just
imagine the
needed to know.
computer's off or at least locked, but Sil's learned from Kira. It's been an eventful couple weeks. Uh,
I,
sorry about that.
oh no, you're fine. Was just about to head on out for a little bit, see if you were needing anything, because I was gonna stop off over at Abrac Apothecary.
Oh, no, apothecaries. No, I think I'm good.
All right. Just wanted to check.
Is Ellen going with you?
That was the primary reason for it. Yeah. Have him go ahead and meet
Okay.
me.
Might want to warn him about what a car is first. Remember the first time you got in one of those?
That. Actually, that's fair, but at the same time, given his background, he might actually like that.
Okay. You've got your phone on you, right?
Yes. And yes, it is charged. And he'll go ahead and pull out his phone. It may not be like fully charged, but he's got a good charge on it at least.
Well, in that case, go have fun. Do you want Sil or Min to go with, or you
Oh,
got this?
We should be fine. But
Okay.
thank you for reminding me to at least let him know about a vehicle.
Yeah. If either of you get kidnapped, call first before you break through a window.
Oh, there will be no calling. I'm going back straight to Flames Embrace type shit. And he has like it goes from the kind of smile to just the most stone straight face you have ever seen in your life from him.
I fear for the bastard that tries to kidnap either of you.
Let me put it to you this way. I was more of the healer in the face. The reason he was Monsoon is because he was both the storm and the one who worked in the shadows.
Something tells me I'm not going to forget that anytime soon. He casually rocks his +8 intimidate. Yeah, go. Have fun. If you're... I'm not gonna parent you. Go.
If you do think of anything, do go ahead and let me know.
Yeah.
And just that way you know too, Marcus has already asked about a couple of potions.
Oh shit, yeah, that would probably be useful. Potions of growth and potions of speed?
Speed, haste, something along those lines, I would assume. If it's specifically haste was mentioned, but
Yeah, that would help save our concentration.
God, you two are a little on the same ball. It's a little scary.
You know, it's kind of like the fire blender. It just kind of, if it works, it works. Her ear tips are definitely like dark gray at the moment.
Just as Aegis is... Well, actually, hang on first. Would Aegis even realize that? Because of the distance that he is at?
Well, you can give me a perception check. Let's see. Yeah, you notice.
Really? Really?
So with noticing that, Aegis is just gonna look up just before heading out, and he's like, well, just know that if you ever need something done, I'll keep a ceremony prepared. And then walks back, shuts the door.
There is an elven string of things that follows.
Marcus, you would hear Aegis walk past shortly after.
That was rude. shortly.
Oh.
Ah.
A while or two goes by, and he walks past.
Okay, so after like 3 whiles, Marcus will look back at the professor. So, you didn't really comment on, like a potential. I sent you, the thing.
Right. So he'll say, something that challenges the ninth sun is worth keeping. If you feel positive feelings when you're around her or thinking about spending time with her, pursue it. If you have doubt or concern, do not ignore that either.
You're a terrible influence. You know that?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, you're so righteous in your convictions. Okay. Thank you, Professor. Is there anything we can do for you, by the way?
No. I'm full.
I figured. Thank you. And Marcus will, he'll step out the door. And he will make his way down towards Kira's door. He's going to take a long pause just outside the door. He's going to kind of look around and make sure, like, nobody's hiding or can I just make sure that there's, like, can I attempt to look around and see if anybody is, like, invisible and watching?
Yeah.
If there's any sensors or
Yeah.
anything weird like that. All right.
There is a
perception check.
camera
Perception.
directly above you.
There is.
Marcus notices the camera. He kind of shrugs and then knocks on the door.
These are D100s. In Elven. I don't know where you got the idea that a ceremony was going to be.
In Elven, that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it was obviously like a picked up from
Yeah,
previous.
she was completing her sentence.
I rolled a 7 and a 2 on a D100. I would say a low is gonna be comical, so.
Marcus will just kind of say through the door in Elven, does that mean I can come in, or...
Oh, fuck, shit. Hi, yes, yeah, door's open, yep.
Okay, Marcus will enter.
Same scene as described.
He looks around the room, sees Min, kind of nods to Min, looks at Syl. Oh, okay, that's new.
Yeah, it's hooked up to the security system in the apartment, and I'm working on trying to get the drone synced as well. Syl's running a program. She thinks.
Clever girl. So, you wanted to speak?
You kind of said that now would be a better time to speak than earlier. Do you want to say it? You can say it. You don't have to say it.
Marcus sits down. Here? Or,
Well, I mean, you're already sitting there, so there works.
Marcus scoots like 5 feet forward. Can you hear me better from here? Or,
I don't think that was an issue, but she
sorry.
kind of looks past. Nope, you don't need it. Nope, you were fine.
Okay, and then he scoots 5 feet forward again. He'll take off his visor and kind of set it next to him. Yes. Hello.
Where where do you want to start?
I don't know if this is my conversation to initiate. Shit. I'm not good at negotiating. Is this a negotiation?
No, I don't think it's a negotiation, but the best you could do is 900.
All right.
No, it's more of a we have things that we should talk about and we should do that. One moment. Min, Sil, can you two go in the other room, please?
Min looks peeved, but after a second, she'll stand up and start to leave. And when Sil doesn't immediately leave the keyboard, there's like a little angry meow that comes out of Min, and then Sil is like whoop and flies over, and then they go in the other room.
Thank you, you two. Man, I'll get you more bacon. As they phase through the wall onto the other bed.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Probably didn't need to have a ton of ears listening.
Oh, I'm sure they can still hear us. Do they not hear through you?
I can mess with the programming later, I suppose. Does Professor Sundamar always hear through you?
If I so choose it. Right now, he is off, and I break the psychic connection to
Okay.
me and Sunamar. We are alone.
Well, in that case, the girls know better than to listen in right now and will busy themselves doing other things. That's probably as good as we're gonna get.
Hopefully they don't go into the fuck around and find out container.
Well, if they do, I will get some good data.
And true, maybe they'll find out.
Okay, so I figure there's 3 things at least that we should talk about.
Okay.
The fangs, the time traveling stuff, and then when we were momentarily not in existence.
Okay. In that order, then, I suppose.
No particular order, up to you.
Okay, well. Hello, my name is the Ninth Son, and I am a vampire.
Daywalker, and your suit helps protect you from the harmful effects of the sun, though you still do get some.
No. The way that it appears to affect me is that the sunlight prevents me from regenerating, but it does not harm me while I am in the suit. So your creation is fucking flawless as far as I'm concerned. When not in the presence of daylight, I will still continue to regenerate any wounds that have been dealt to me in combat.
Well, I'm glad it works. Next time, if you need some sort of custom build, you let me know what it is you need it for. Your design plans were perfect, but I feel like I would have gone into it differently had I known.
That's fair. I was a little nervous about how everybody would receive the information of what I did and what I've become. Just know that there is very, very little that can impact me right now that would make me lose control of what I am and turn against anybody. And more than that, I want you to know that my connection to my own psyche and that of the Illithid pod has made me more or less immune to becoming charmed by any entity. Period. Full stop. And I feel no fear. Full stop.
So first a cat question, then a Kira question. What language is this conversation happening in?
Oh, Elvin, 100%.
Fantastic. Okay. And that's so no more casual jaunts with a beholder.
Listen, him and I at the time were very close acquaintances, and he was in desperate need of escape, so I helped him. But yes, you're right. I can be charmed, and I can be made to feel afraid, but I, through my psychic connection, can change that at my whim. And I will always make sure that I can change that at my whim.
You can still eat and drink normal food, obviously. You went through those malts.
Yes, it does not provide me any sustenance, but it is still delicious and I will still continue to consume.
Only the willing shall offer their vain, or foes in conflict their loss my gain. And she just kind of raises an eyebrow.
Yes. I need to consume the vita of living creatures in order to sustain myself. However, it only needs to be done once every 3 or 4 days, depending on just how hungry I am. And my pact, or my oath, rather, not my pact, binds me to ensure that I will never consume from an innocent or unwilling victim. It will always be in the heat of combat against those who see harm to us, or if I break that, I may turn to a pile of ash.
Well, then don't break that. Do you have supplies?
I do, actually. And he pulls out the 2 beads, again, 2 small, like marble-sized red crimson beads. Each one of these will provide me sustenance for 3 or 4 days, and I have a contact, the queen vampire that we spoke to, technically my sire, who will continue to supply me with these as I need, and there is an order in right now, so we're okay as far as that's concerned.
If you need a different source for whatever reason, there are a few donation centers I'm sure we could reach out to, hospitals, Alpha League. I'm sure there are supplies we can get.
We should probably not inquire Alpha League to get our resident vampire blood.
Do you have any blood prepared for transfusion purposes? Or, hey, I have an experiment that I would like to do.
I don't, but I suppose they could be a good source then.
Yeah.
Touche.
There are, if it's necessary, if she ever decides to hold that over you or do anything else, We'll make sure you're taken care of.
Thank you.
I'm like staring at this clock like, it's way too close to time. Second thing. Why do you want to go back now?
Marcus looks suddenly very sad, and then he kind of looks up from his lap. I know that all of you are very keen on Master Bonkin being innocent in what he did, but I think it's appropriate that he and I have a conversation about how this transgressed.
A conversation with words alone?
He is a man filled with rage in combat, and I am a champion of the underground, so it may lead to blows, if nothing else but to assert my dominance and to make him understand.
Why though?
Because, Mistress Kira, he's a fucking traitor, and I know that you are not keen on these words, and neither is Master Tempest or Master Aegis.
Why is he... I don't understand what oath he's broken that would make him a traitor.
He was bound to this group as we are all bound to each other, and he simply took something that we had in our back pocket and changed our course, and it admittedly infuriates me.
So you are upset because he acted
Selfishly.
Our goal was to get him back. Yes?
Yes, but then with him taking something that was not his to take, what purpose does that give us now? What do we have?
Does that not mean that we fulfilled that part of our mission? The actions we took here enabled him to make it back. I don't agree with how he went back. I think that he meant well, and I think, if nothing else, he should have fucking talked to us. But I don't think that changes what we've done or the ultimate goal of the mission.
You're not wrong about that, and we couldn't have foreseen where we have come in the present, but I don't know. Now that you're saying that, maybe I am thinking too vengefully. It just upsets me greatly that innocence, those lackeys that we encountered may have not had any part in this, in losing their lives, or losing their supplies, or losing their relics. I don't know.
But we did good in even trying to retrieve those. Think about those artifacts that were being used to hurt other people. And we wouldn't have found that vessel and he wouldn't have been able to go back if we hadn't done everything that we have done. Maybe this was fate.
Okay. No, you may be right about that. Still, if we are going to see this thing through with the Time Dragon, I'd like to go back and have a conversation with him. Maybe not as violent as I'd initially anticipated, but I want to see my end of things through and just know the whys. And not just that, but Marcus takes off his backpack and pulls out the spell mantle, or the cloak. What is it? What do I have? The cloak of spell mantle resistance, the cape of spell mantle resistance, the mantle of spell resistance. That's what it is. The coin purse of the pocket plane, and the pole of angling, and like fistfuls of gold. This I don't think is ours to keep. He's going to need this in his time to see him through to the end of his days, I'm sure.
Well, then I'll go with you. Let's get him his gold, let's get him his house paid off, and then we'll find a way to come back.
That's the thing I fear, though. I wanted to do this alone because I don't know if there's a way for you to get back. And I mean no insult to your people, but you will be aged once you return to this time.
She does some quick math there. That would be an understatement. So I spend a few decades trying to mess with the temporal resonance and such.
But we have over 9 centuries to return to this time.
Well, plenty of time to perfect the experiment then.
Shit.
Besides, what would you do? You'd go back and just wait out the centuries alone?
If it meant returning to this time in a blink of your eye to return to you again, then yes.
Not worth being alone.
Understood. Well, there are alternatives to that thought process, then, I suppose. If time appears to be a hurdle that you cannot leap easily, with me being there, I may need to request of you the willingness to become immortal yourself, which I am capable of manifesting if necessary.
So she just blinks a couple of times. That hadn't crossed her mind yet. If it were to come to that, I would consider it. But I would want to look at other avenues first.
Well, granting you lichdom is out of the question.
Gross, I do not work well with organics.
Fair enough, but Marcus will pull out the 2 beads again, and he kind of he scoots another 5 feet forward on his butt, and he sets the 2 beads down in front of her. Do you think you can figure out how to make like a shitload of these easily, and maybe make your decision easier if your body was not capable of making the jump? 960 years is a lot for any of us, including me.
I guess I'm going to need to spend what time we have here seeing if I can figure out how to make synthetic. You keep calling it vitae. It's just blood, right?
No, it's just blood.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a fancy term that she used, my sire used.
You dipped back into like high elven for that. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm pretty old. Yeah, I go back a long ways. She kept calling it blood, but I understood it as vitae, so.
Okay. Yeah, synthetic blood. Synthetic vitae. Yeah, I can figure out something.
I'm confident that you can, so.
For now, let's just. You asked about a greater purpose here. Tempest and Gale are happy here. Aegis is with his brother. If they're not going to go back, we should try and make this place better for them, if for no one else. Give them a place that's worth living in.
That's fair. If we do go back, and if we need to go back, though, my original intent was to ensure that I came back to the future with, I guess, relative immortality, to make sure that you were okay, and to continue on once I arrived here. My thought process was that if I were to go back, it would be a blink of an eye, and in my heart of hearts just showed up a minute or so later, if the timeline continuum is what I understand it to be. So...
And hope that you kept your sanity in the time?
Yes, which I'm not entirely confident in, but Professor Sundamar does keep me quite grounded, so I anticipated taking him with me, though I'm not entirely sure how long Intellective Auras live, so...
Yeah, I wandered for what time I did and made men because of it. Centuries. Don't do that alone.
Understood. You know, the other reason I needed to go back was to meet with my people, because I did commit to breaking the deal that existed with my people and the Illithids to be the permanent Ninth Son, to be the only champion that exists until my death. And when my death comes, the bonds would be broken, but I'm confident in my capability. So I just need you to understand that if I go back, there are stops along the way to ensure that I get back here.
So her brain, her expression, she definitely like runs the numbers, thinks about what she knows about his family and their hatred of Shadowkai, processes that, has a little bit of a okay, and then she out loud just, all right, if that's what it takes.
Marcus will stand up at this point, pick up his headset and put it on. Just so you're aware, my people were not blood enemies of all of your people. It was strictly Clan Streetmost. They are the ones I fear.
I was fairly confident there was a good chance you were going to fling me from the window in the Golden Commander's office the first time we were up there.
The thought had crossed my mind 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 or 6, to be honest with you, but I realized you were not a spokesperson for your entire people, and that Streedmost is the enemy of my own.
I suppose that probably brings me to the third thing and our commercial break.
You don't want to do it right now? You guys
I
wanna...
mean, I would.
It's
but...
10 after, so where are people at right now? Because we can pick this up next week if we need to go.
I'm okay. But
Yeah, I was about to say I'm still good to go for a little bit.
Okay.
Y'all want to see the sappy shit, don't you?
I'm invested.
come on, this is the payoff that I've been waiting for here.
This has
This
been a
is
year
literally-
and a half of build.
Right.
Yeah, this has literally been a year and a half of build-up since session 2.
It's
Gave
true.
me that fucking cloak as an insult. I never took it off. I guess that brings me to the third thing then. And her ears go a little bit dark again. Ah. So, when we were very, very high above the ground and starting to plummet towards our certain pain, I'm sure we would have survived it, but boy, that would have hurt.
Oh, it would have been terrible.
Yes. Yeah. You used your shield. Very, very glad that that worked the way you intended.
Oh, I was not sure what was going to happen. That was a gamble, but I'm glad it worked as well.
Fate.
Yes.
You said something? I was kind of wondering what you meant by that.
Well, this has been a hell of a day, hasn't it?
If you don't want to talk about it, we don't
No.
have to.
No. Since we have been in this time, my people aside, and my oaths aside, you have been the only thing worth living for.
Well, that's a little extreme.
I only act in extremes, Mistress Kira.
That's certainly true.
So my intention, just so we're clear, with what my anticipation was to ferry Master Bonkin back to his timeline and to watch over him as a silent shadow in the night until the end of his days. And then I would watch over his children, his family, and his homestead for all of their days, and then his grandchildren and their families for all of my days, and great-grandchildren, and so on and so forth, until these long 960 years consumed me, and I found myself in a time and space where I could meet you again and find my purpose for existence once more. I have a deep infatuation with you, and you are my purpose for living in this timeline. as far as I am concerned. And that is the secondary reason I accepted this curse from the Vampire Queen.
Would you take off that damn visor so I can actually see you?
Fuck, there's so many transactions happening on this thing, I'm sorry. I'm on eDay, excuse me, sorry. Ooh, slip of the tongue. That was the wrong website.
Freudian.
Master Tempest sent me that website, and let me tell you, there are some wild things happening there. He takes the visor off.
I can show you how to silence some of those notifications,
And
but
you know what? That would be great.
especially with the visual overlay, you know, she's gonna reach out, take the visor, and start fiddling with it so her hands have something to do when she can look at something. Turn this off, turn that. I'm not quite as sure of fate as you are at all. I tend to subscribe to the you make your own fate, literally. And if you don't like what fate's given you, then you rip it apart and rebuild it a different way. But I don't know if any of this, I don't know if exploring it would have meant a damn thing if we weren't with who we've been with.
I would be in agreement with that sentiment. Yes. To be clear, I love Min and Sybil. Excuse me, Syl. Sorry, he said Syl. He said Syl. Settle down.
A different soul indeed. Explains the flipping in the air.
I love them with all of my heart. As do I have much love and affection for Master Aegis and Master Tempest and everyone. He kind of like glances down. Fate brought me here for a reason, and the reason, as far as I'm concerned, has been to ensure that you do not perish, which is why so much of my attention is constantly focused on you all in battle. I'm very glad, by the way, that Vampire did not destroy you as I thought he was going to, because I would have drained that son of a bitch of every drop of blood he had in him if it meant my insides would have burned out my backsides.
I don't think he was made of tacos. But yeah, that one was a little closer than I would have liked. But I am, well, with Min and Syl and your help, I'm not entirely bad off in a fight.
I never said you were. But my goal as a protector and as a being of many oaths means that I need to keep an extra eye on those that I deeply care for, if that makes any sense.
She looks down at her hand and twists the silver ring on her middle finger, because she doesn't wear it like a wedding ring. The one that she had done warding bond with on him recently, and yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. You know the others are going to have a fit if they have any idea about this conversation.
Luckily for us, I can wipe their memories if I need to. Would you like me to wipe their memories? Send them back 960 years and they have no clue what's happening here?
No. No. Gale's from here. Tempest needs Gale. Aegis is meant to have a panini maker.
Oh, you're not wrong about that. Those fucking things with the mozzarella and the arugula. Oh, perfect.
The burgers were good, but they're yeah. So, can't wipe their memories. We can't just send them back. I suppose we either just hope they don't notice, actively try not to tell them, but neither of us are good at that, or just figure out what the fuck we're gonna do. Also, Min, she leans forward, looks at the wall. Min is going to be the worst about this.
As she leans forward, Marcus is going to kind of reach his arms out and kind of grab hold of her shoulders and pull her in for a hug. If she resists, he'll let go.
I think there's a little bit of a startled sound, but then she will return the hug. There was a quarter second where I thought you were taking your cloak back.
So Marcus will reach up and kind of like around her shoulders and pull the cloak in, kind of like around both of them. Now that's a nice fucking cloak.
I don't know, some asshole tiefling got it for me. Thought I was gonna freeze to death or something.
Yeah, you know that was meant as an insult, and here we are.
What?
Oh, sorry. Look, things have changed. Times have changed.
How's that an insult? You thought it, you bastard.
I'm sorry, you're just so scrawny, but it's cute the way you're scrawny. It's gives me purpose.
Scrawny. Hugs with 9 strength.
No, you're very, very, very strong. You're like an ogre. Settle down. You're going to break my ribs.
She genuinely laughed at that. Fucking insult, though.
Yeah.
You really aren't good at conversations or intimidating, are you?
No, I'm really the fucking worst. Like, that's always been my downfall. One time I met a prince, and during the
Oh, no.
conversation I had to break wind, and I did it thinking it was going to be quiet, and it was audible through the entire chamber that I was in, and I was asked to leave, and I was not given the task or the reward for my success in that. So yeah, no, I'm pretty terrible.
You know, I can perfectly picture it, though.
Marcus finally takes the embrace and kind of lets go a little bit and lets the cloak down. Maybe we don't need to keep it from anybody. Just let it happen.
Okay, then you get to answer Tempest's questions.
Oh, they're going to have a lot of questions, but I think I'll have a lot of very awkward, socially awkward answers that may throw them off for a little bit.
You know, I have a couple projects I can just stay in here for the next couple weeks.
I have a sneaking suspicion we're not going to make it a few weeks before we have to go out again, but we can try.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, no more secrets just because you're afraid of how people are going to react, okay?
Understood. If I'm bitten by a werewolf or were shark or a were alligator or a were ostrich.
It's on your claws.
They're all yours. I could probably regrow them with this vampirism. Actually, would you like some of my blood? That was a weird thing to say. I'm sorry.
It was a weird thing. She holds up a finger, leans back, flips to the V section of the book, runs her finger. No, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Okay. Well,
And over her shoulder, you can see there's a diagram of a very scientific diagram of a vampire there, labeled parts.
wow. That's intense.
Yeah, Aegis got it for me.
That was very nice of him. I need to maybe get some rest. I think.
Do you still sleep?
I do sleep, yes. I
Well-
told you, I'm not undead. My heart still beats. Would you like to feel?
She goes dark gray there. And I remember. Your armor, I'll take care of that as usual. Very obviously completely flustered.
Thank you. Marcus will turn. He'll kind of actually reach back out for the visor. Do you mind if I have to send Zachary a note?
Yeah, oh, yeah, sorry. Here, don't forget your blood beads.
Oh,
Orbs?
why don't you hold on to one of those?
And I tested it all.
Do whatever you need to do with it.
You won't be hungry at all, right?
I am satiated, and I am good for probably a week with that single bead, so find us a way to replicate that without needing my sire.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just need to figure out. Yep, I can. Yeah, I can do that.
And let me know if there are any costs associated with it, because
I will not.
fuck, I don't know what to do with this money. It's so disgusting. As he starts to walk towards the door, he kind of steps out, turns as he's closing it. As he kind of shuts the door, you will hear the elven word for love just kind of echo, and then he just shuts the door. He doesn't say anything else, just the elven word for love. And then Marcus will go back to his room.
Only more than a year in the making. Holy fuck.
That was a good place to end tonight.
And
You
this
mind
is
tapping
why
out?
I'm keeping ceremony.
This guy.
You
That's a
are
good-
totally
that's a good ceremony, by the way.
Yes,
Dude,
it is.
super ultra hallowed ground, too.
All right, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna be muted. You guys can chat. I'm gonna raid out with the stream here.
Nerdy is so gonna kill one of us.
I'm still here. Okay, I'll be
Yup.
All right. Thank you so much for hanging out. Seru and everybody here in stream, I really appreciate you guys being here. We're gonna go ahead and we are going to raid we're gonna go ahead and raid Whiskey Sin. He kind of expects it every week. I think he looks forward to it. So we'll go ahead and raid him. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is a really amazing session. I anticipate much more amazing roleplay next week. So we'll see you guys then. I will also be crocheting on Tuesday, and we've got our Hogwarts and Marvel stream on Friday. So thanks, guys. We will see you. All right. Have a good one. See you guys.
Holy shit. Hey, thank you for the raid, Nerdy.